All right, welcome again to another reaction. So with this video, I haven't seen it as yet, I see it, we never get the time to watch it, you understand? But I always want somebody, put this person in place, Charlamagne, because here how Charlamagne now. See, one of them man, they were skilled with him words, but he's a sellout. You understand? I'm just going to tell you straight. This brother is a sellout brother. Him fight for no cause for black people. You understand? I'm hoping that Akademiks can ask him some question, put him in the spot. Hold him accountable. Of course, Akademiks is not in the truth, but I hope him can ask him some good questions in another interview because more somebody put him in his place. So without further ado, we're gonna jump straight into it. You know what I mean?
Niggas that don't fuck with everything. If you're a civil person, right? But why do you think it only went to media niggas that don't fuck with you?
That's
Only people that what?
Only those are the only people mentioned. Like what you're talking about? Like niggas is going at stake for sure.
No, you ain't see this. That's why I keep saying I'm
niggas
like
going at stake for sure.
That's why I keep saying there's no way I know what the fuck really going on. Like you don't see this shit. That's the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, but that's Polymarket. Like that type of stuff is always gonna happen.
Read the first one.
Yeah, but that got nothing to do with like when you brought that shit up. I was like, all right, you just like you trying to swim for like the fences.
Well, okay. Well, look at this.
That Polymarket shit got nothing to do with nothing. That.
By the way, I don't care about none of this shit.
But you brought it up.
Why? Because your man is going crazy. If your man,
no,
if the nigga shooting at me, I gotta shoot back.
He wasn't shooting at you like that. No, shooting at you like how he shoot at you now?
The first week. I told you this on a Friday.
No. Of course, afterwards. What I'm saying is that before, like, put it like this.
But I never said nothing publicly. I said something to you.
No.
On a Friday.
Yeah, but of course I'm gonna tell my man. Like
sure, but that's
I'm tell my man,
give him license to just start going crazy on me.
Like, because he been getting harassed, so he been trying to figure out what the fuck
to do with me.
Because put it like this. Before I think you think he was shooting at you before he wasn't. The nigga fuck with Drake. That's it, bro. Like the whole Drake shit. That's what I'm saying.
Most of this one.
I just built a budgeting app with Base 44.
Interesting.
Yeah, bro, but most of that shit is like nothing about nothing.
Bro, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like,
put like this: if any of that is on some criminal shit, there's way bigger fish to fry than just George. Like,
but even that's just like, yo, that's what I say all the time. I'm like, yo,
like put it like this, Drake.
But that's what I say. I'm like, yo, y'all got way bigger fish to fry than me. I said I called my man to give my man a heads up about some shit, and then that guy spends the next week shooting at me. So
I told you I should have got you on the phone with him. But here's the thing, though, and this is what I really think. And we'll get into it. We'll get on camera, or whatever. But
you wearing a steak T-shirt? You got the steak T-shirt.
I thought you were coming here with a hat. I thought you were coming here with a hat. I'm like, I'm popping the chain out, nigga, and the shirt.
That's crazy.
Yo, what? Yo, and also, nigga, I'm like, yo, I'm about to come in here and see paper planes all over the place.
Oh, what? By the way, this is a paper plane. But it's comfortable. What y'all want me to do? Y'all mad at me because this shit comfortable.
Yo, Charlie, you gotta come.
My jacket
no, you gotta come clean, Charlie. You gotta come clean. Charlie, you wasn't coming clean. You wasn't coming clean. Yo, anything anybody can say about me, they know I'm mad transparent. I'm open with it. Like, I'm not even hiding. That's why I even can't wear it.
Nation.
And I'm not saying work. You see, you about to play semantics to me. I can tell.
What?
Because of course you're down on their payroll like some pawn. But nigga, you got mutual business interests with these niggas, bro.
We never. Who said I didn't? We never had that conversation.
But that's like me saying, okay,
we never had that conversation. And that's one thing you said. You said Charlamagne never told me he had any affiliation with Rock Nation. That's not true.
Nigga, you never did.
Do you remember your scream the day after I called you that Friday? You literally said verbatim, Charlamagne said he's gonna try to connect me with Rock Nation. Apparently he got some type of connection with him. And you said
you never said that. Like, I'm thinking you just know, because most of these, like, The Rock Nation people, I don't know who they are. Like, if I seen Desiree outside this building, I walk past her unless I remember what she looks like online. I've never seen her. I've never been in the same room with her. Nigga, even Jay, the only time I ever seen Jay, I was at a Kendrick concert. I seen that nigga in the skybox.
And you said,
I don't know these people.
And you said Desiree got me a therapist. I'm like, where the fuck, where I get that from?
And that's what they told me.
Who's they?
Nigga, the people. So I'm racking my mind around, and they're like, yo, they said you admitted it publicly.
I've never said that. Desiree got me a therapist? How crazy does that sound?
Nigga, I don't know, but they said you and her are locked in, and I'm like,
I love Desiree though.
That makes sense.
That's not a secret.
That makes sense. Well, I don't know. Listen, what I know, and this is what I was saying, I know you're too smart for it. Rock Nation been coming at me for smooth 3-4 years.
On what though?
On things that what's their initiative I'm going against. Like I just
what?
happen to, it could be the Meg shit. It could be like any initiatives that I've just never kind of been, and it's not like on some.
I thought Meg sued you.
No, Meg never sued me. Meg sued a blogger. But this is what we said. If we're gonna talk about, and we should talk about media campaigns and everything, because I'll agree with you on certain shit. Like, well, you're now talking about like Grant and Georgia, whatever you want to call them. Okay, if you want to call it a campaign, because I ain't gonna lie, that nigga, he is a smart nigga, bro. I gotta be honest. But if you're gonna deny that other people don't have campaigns,
they don't.
You're crazy,
bro. Nobody campaigns like yo. It's not even close.
No, it's the most visible and the most. I would say the loudest voice. Don't mean that's the only thing that's happening, bro. Nigga, I consulted with the best attorneys in the land. What they did for a deposition with me, that I'm not even party to the case, bro. They tried 15 times to get me to purge myself because you're under the oath. Mm-hmm. They were setting it up for the lawsuit.
Why'd you do that without a lawyer? That's crazy.
They're idiots. I sat there and lied to them for the whole time and ate food.
I don't know. A lot of times I feel like if somebody has you in a deposition and they're asking you certain questions, to me, it's because they already have certain information. And like you said, they want you to purge yourself. So why would you ever do that without a lawyer?
But even then, everything is interconnected though, right? And even then, that's what I'm saying. If we talk about campaigns, they're playing a different game. They're playing the game of, all right, yeah, I went without legal representation. My legal representation was going to charge me 30 bands.
What's wrong with that? That's what happens.
Okay, no. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that it's not about the money. It's just about, I know how Rock Nation plays. They're just trying to exhaust. They don't have any.
That's my point. Like a lot of times.
That's not your point. You're not even agreeing that Rock Nation, they're the same thing.
You got to show me. I'm not even. I'm just saying you got to show me. You got to show me.
In a deposition.
Because you was wilding on Megan. I thought it was a deposition for defamation on Megan.
Yes. Listen, I did 7 hours. That's a federally allowed limit. Mm-hmm. We get brought down. So basically, they asked one question that I said, listen, I'm going to keep it a being with you. I'm a journalist. So I'm going to evoke that right. I'm not going to give up my sources. They wanted the source. I later said, hey, by the way, the question you asked, because they wanted to stop the deposition. They're like, let's go talk to a judge right now. And I said, hey, listen, I don't even remember who the person is. So I gave the answer already. We went down to the judge. The judge had to review 7 hours of deposition. The judge, I'm telling you, the judge scolded them. The judge said, hey, listen, this is a case between Milagro, Cooper, and Megan P. You're asking a New Jersey resident who you think has material information that you're deposing. You spent 7 hours. That's the max amount of time. 70% of the time you're asking about Drake, Nicki. What does that got to do with Meg? Drake, Nicki. You're asking about steak. Then in the middle of the deposition, hour 6, I remember, I got the whole thing recorded. In the middle of the deposition, she one of the lawyers, they asked to show an exhibit. So they putting up like Akademiks TV stuff and whatever, and the lawyer messed up. She shared her current screen, and I seen her Slack. All of the communications is go tell Desiree what Ak is saying.
What's wrong with that though? Megan is her client. Like if I was on a deposition, Charlamagne, my manager would be on, a business partner would be on it too.
Charlamagne, the Rock Nation CEO, who's suing a blogger. The blogger, there's a judgment of $75,000. The blogger says she can't even pay it. So think about this. They spent $2 million in legal fees. They got a $75,000 judgment. She can't even pay it. You put like even my lawyer like, yo, but they spent like at least $100,000 in depot.
I hear you, but you can't play victim.
No, and I'm not
like if you're any of these bloggers and you talking that shit online, all it takes is for one of those entities to be like, you know what? Let me make them have a hard life.
Charlotte, nobody's playing victim. We're just not playing idiot. Because I'm literally saying what's happening and I'm calling it out and you're like, what do you mean?
But that's two different cases. In that case,
Charlotte, it's all interconnected.
Megan Thee Stallion, Roc Nation.
It's all interconnected.
How is this interconnected? How did what I call you and tell you about how
like you play stupid, Charlotte. You're like, you're too smart. No, you're too smart for this.
Just tell you. Put it like this, right? I heard you say you said you think I work for Roc Nation, right?
You're about to do the word, the kind of like
affiliation or whatever.
You got affiliation with them.
They're my peoples. That's a fact. I've always said. By the way, you know that I'm wearing this. This is going right back to right now. Every time you talk, it's going right.
Desiree's listening somewhere, right, or she's like, this is probably a hidden stream, Charlotte.
But no, I always say, you've heard me say this for years. My 4 entertainment idols in entertainment: Clarence Avant, the Black Godfather; Arsenio Hall, who I just published his book, his memoir on my Black Privilege Publishing imprint.
My man with that promo.
Petey Green,
okay,
legendary radio personality, and Jay-Z. That's no secret. I've always said that. My whole
Yo, that are some agent shit still, you know. You know what I mean? Like, no, me I forgot to ask a question now. What is Roc Nation? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of, you know what I mean? What kind of thing that? Like, am I wear a wire? Am I wear a mic where I lead back to them? Nah, that seem a bit, you know what I mean, shady, you know?
Whole career.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you why that's facetious, and this is why I wear the chain. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a huge fan of Drake before I had the chain and after I got the chain. Drake has never given me $1. Okay, yeah, he sent transportation for me to come film something for his rollout. He's never gifted me like, yo, here's some money. Let me put you on paper. No, hold on. So, but no, that's very different. I have zero business interest. Like Drake's not hitting me like, let's go half in on this business venture. You're.
But if he did, you would. Why wouldn't you? If he called you right now, like him and I just saw him and who's Aiden just did what they got together. It's something. Or he just invested in one of Aiden's companies.
Yeah, probably,
if he did that, if he called you and did that, you would. Why wouldn't you?
But I would say it.
Who said I didn't say it? You
never said it.
Yo,
Charlotte.
You said verbatim.
You're doing a sleight of hand here. Everybody knows.
You said verbatim. You said Wayno exposed something. No, Wayno was correcting you. Because you said out of your own mouth, I saw Charlamagne advocating for Jay-Z's casino.
He was still wrong.
How was he wrong?
For just $67, you can generate as many videos as you want.
There, on behalf of Jay-Z, Charlamagne was there on behalf of himself because he has some financial stake in the casino. Here's the thing, bro. We looked at the what was submitted to New York State. You're not listed as some like single soul entity that is an independent person. You're listed under Roc Nation. So you're there. So what he's saying is wrong. You might be there because you have business interests in that casino, but you're under the Roc Nation umbrella.
Yeah, because there's 4 entities that were vying for the bid for the casino in Times Square. You had SL Green, which is a real estate company.
Yeah.
Because they own the building, right? The building that the casino was going to be in, which was, I think, 1540 Times Square. You had Caesars. You had Live Nation, and you had Roc Nation. Anytime you're getting involved in a multi-billion-dollar potential bid, you're gonna have to come in with somebody. But like that's just a fact. Even when I saw you reading the names, I'm like, you think everybody that's under that Caesars thing works for Caesars? You think everybody under SL Green works for SL Green?
No.
You can look under the Roc Nation thing and see that everybody that's under Roc Nation don't work for Roc Nation.
Yeah, but they have that affiliation. There's nothing wrong with.
And y'all said I didn't disclose it, but you were reading the disclosure form.
We had to go to a site to go. Charlotte,
it's public record.
Pull at this.
I was at town hall meetings advocating for this casino. I'm in the middle of
it. You advocated, but you never said, I'm doing this because I'm business-wise aligned for this casino. And also, you know why it's a got you too? It's only a got because I know you're gonna do the I kind of said it like nobody's gonna find that disclosure. Like, come on, bro.
It was already public record.
But
the barbs have been circulating that forever.
But no one was gonna really like find that and really connect it. It's about really the hypocrisy because tell me
why it's hypocritical.
Yeah, because if you're gonna talk about whether it's crypto casino, sweepstakes casino, any type of casino. Matter of fact, I don't even know you to be. I'm like a legit degenerate gambler. I don't even know you to be a gambler. And so when I see you co-sign a casino with Rock Nation,
that's when you do your tricky wordplay.
No,
I never said anything wrong with casinos. I never said that there was something wrong with casinos. I never said there was anything wrong with gambling. Never. What I was talking about was the things we were talking about before. You're currently in a lawsuit with for something, right? Well, they named you with. Oh, I got it right here. Hold on. I want to.
It's a replica lawsuit that's been filed in 5 different states. They finally added me. Why? Because
this one.
Okay.
The class action complaint that was filed in Virginia with state.
It's not class action complaint. So it's one person. No, I know, but it's
accusing the defendants of running and promoting an allegedly illegal online gambling operation while tying the platform to alleged covert payments and music streaming manipulation. That's what I was talking about. I never said there's anything wrong with having a casino.
Yeah, but
there's anything wrong with gambling.
Okay, so now when we start talking about casinos, this is why I said that you have an agenda, right? Because in every casino in the world, right? Fanatic Sportsbook, Jay-Z just partnered with them. They're at Ocean Casino in Atlantic City. You know how much litigation they got? So the mere fact they got 1 million cases.
Show me.
But this is obvious. That's what I'm saying. You're cherry picking on that.
No, show me.
Prize Picks. I work with them. Everybody works with them. I don't know. Maybe Black Effect works with them too. You know how much litigation they've had just alone in Jersey? But the mere fact is this. Y'all took Drake, and these are entities that y'all don't really like, and y'all are saying these are 4 to 5 lawsuits. We've not seen them litigated. On that.
No, show me.
Prize Picks. I work with them. Everybody works with them. I don't know. Maybe Black Effect works with them too. You know how much litigation they've had just alone in Jersey? But the mere fact is this. Y'all took Drake, and these are entities that y'all don't really like, and y'all are saying these are 4 to 5 lawsuits. We've not seen them litigated. One was in Virginia, just got thrown out. They're also making claims, and this is where I said, like, if it was someone that you weren't, if it was Jay-Z, you would put nuance to it. I'll give you an example.
If this wasn't Drake, you would put nuance to it. Because how can you ignore an article that says pay no attention to the grand wizard behind the curtain?
I'll get to that.
5 lawsuits say the bet was rigged, the screams were bought, and even the chat losing his mind was higher.
So we're gonna talk about it. Okay. So let's just start with the obvious. And I'm just talking about nuance, and you're trying to grab a random lawsuit to act like it's something it's not. Okay. I remember you being on record saying, listen, release the Epstein files. Fuck it, whoever's on there, burn it down. That's what you said. They release the files. They has Jay-Z name. Some
no, they don't. You know they don't.
Charlotte, see, you're adding context. Just hold on.
You're supposed to add context to things because you can't just say.
But you're not adding context to that.
Why not? I can read it verbatim.
No. Because wait, hold on. Is Jay-Z's name in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Yes, but why?
Oh, okay. So that's yes, right? Okay. Is there a lawsuit versus Drake, Aiden, and State? Yes, right? Yes. But there's context, right? You're going to add the context right after. Yeah, I know the context you would add for the Epstein stuff. You'll be like, well, these are erroneous reports. None of these things got verified. These are also people talking about him. Doesn't mean he did anything. That's the context.
By the way, I haven't accused y'all of doing anything. What I've done is read these things, right? And by the way, I called you. Why did I call you? I called you to tell you that your boy got jammed up, George, and what he said was he gets his marching orders from Akin Drake.
Yeah, but jammed up about who? So let's go.
Investigators. They just said investigators. What y'all knew?
Who is investigators?
I have no idea.
Okay.
But y'all knew this already. Hold on. But you knew this already. You know how I knew you knew this already? Because I heard you say how you got somebody approached you at the Kendrick Lamar show and they told you that they had private investigators on your boy.
Okay.
Right?
So if
hold on. There's another article, the age.com in Australia. They talked about how they had investigators.
What you trying to do, sleight of hand?
How? I'm doing sleight of hand.
Somebody right now is trying to sue you for what you said on the radio. They might be like, hey, put a private investigator on Charlamagne that I could figure out X, Y, and Z. Doesn't mean it's valid. When you do the sleight of hand.
Again, I'm not saying it's valid. All I did was call you.
But you do the sleight of hand when you say investigators to say like, oh, this is a criminal complaint. I was like, what cop is calling Charlamagne like, yo, bro, here's
No, nobody ever said it was criminal. All I did was call you privately, by the way. Hold on. I called you privately
you're right.
and said, this is what I'm hearing. And I heard that your boy is telling on you. That was it. Y'all are the ones that jumped out there and started saying all this other shit.
Yeah, but everything
making
you
things
told me,
public.
Nah.
Yes, you did.
Okay. No.
Y'all did that.
You're right. Because here's the thing. I've called you before. I've called you before when, and by the way, the same people back then, same people now, I've always ignored it because that gets into a really messy territory. We know where that goes. They're coming with certain type of info.
Same with you right now. Exactly. But when I say the same thing, and I'm just like, that's not what I'm here for.
Okay. So every single time those things happen, when I look at somebody as my peer, when I look at someone's like, no, that's my man, I fuck with him. We could disagree a million times on if we just, when I first got on the phone, I'm thinking this is a Drake and like, when it comes to Akademiks TV or whatever, like we fuck with Drake, right? I'm thinking this is just a discussion or a disagreement based on who likes what rapper, what you think. You brought it to this other level where now it feels like there's this nefarious, like behind the scenes, like, yo, people are flipping on you, people are whatever. So that's when I asked you.
When I told you that, and I gave you names. I said the Carson McCoy kid, who I don't even know none of these people. I'm just giving you names. Carson McCoy, what was it, Alex Ocha or something like that, and George Wynn. And they said all of them, they got touched by investigators, and all of them flipped and said, yo, we get our marching orders from
I said, so if you have the info or have heard about the investigation, who is behind it? Because it wasn't criminal.
And what did I say?
You said Lauren LaRosa told you gonna find out another time.
But you didn't tell your scream that. What you told your scream was, yo, Charlamagne said, I can't tell you who it is. I never said that. No, I said I don't know. The information came to Lauren. I will find out.
That would sound crazy. That would sound crazy?
No.
If I give you a warning, you'd be like, yo, damn, how you getting all this info in? Because that's what I'm more interested in. Because everything you're telling me, yo, there is obviously when it comes to people want to do class action lawsuits versus state for whatever reason. Like every casino at some point got to pay out some bread to some people who say, yo, man, you got me hooked or whatever the case is. That's how it works. Every casino. We could go to FanDuel, we could go to DraftKings, we could go to Trump even owned casinos. That's a very regular practice, right? Where people are like, hey, listen, yo, I've lost my money or whatever. And eventually the casino might be like, yo, I'm just settled because we want to keep operating. We're making a shit ton of money, whatever. That's really par for the course whenever you deal with casinos.
But here's the thing. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit.
All I was asking you is that, where are you getting the info? Because
and I told you I don't know, but I'm going to try to find out. Did I not say that to you?
Gaslit me, man.
No, that's you.
I feel like you knew who it was from.
I would have told you. But let me give you another. Let me tell you this, right? Go back to my original point. You think I'm in cahoots with Roc Nation? That's fair to say. Of
course, right? Absolutely.
And you think Roc Nation is doing this to you?
Roc Nation is part of a broader thing, but yes, of course.
So if I called you to tell you that privately, wouldn't that be me snaking Roc Nation?
Are we cutting this part out? Like, yes.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
So that should let you know right there.
No.
If I'm so in bed with Roc Nation and I'm so in cahoots with them and they got this master plan to take down Akademiks, and Charlamagne calls Act to tell him privately, that would mean I'm snaking Roc Nation.
Yeah, but Charlotte, that call wasn't like Act save it, because everything you even told me was like Act. The focus of what I'm hearing is people that has been around you. You weren't even saying Act. You were saying be careful.
That's right.
Okay. What I felt that call was, that's what I'm saying. I think that was a Roc Nation directed call. You know why? If I completely took heed of that, the people who are around me that you mentioned, I would have just backed up off and be like, yo, I don't know.
Nah, not necessarily. That just means you cut your grass a little lower so you can really see if there's any snakes there. That don't mean cut those folks off. That was just a simple heads up that you could have kept private, tucked to yourself, and just kept a close eye on everybody just in case.
To me, that was Rock Nation.
But instead, you went to your main shooter and told him, start shooting that Charlamagne.
No, I never told him that.
I don't believe. Stop.
No, I promise.
You said you told.
No.
Okay.
I said I can't, because there's times when that page is ran like a fan page. There's like 4 or 5 people at any time that could. Now there's a person who kind of like more moderates it or probably makes most of the shit on there, but you know, I'm just kind of seen as the figure who kind of oversees it.
That's not smart though. I don't know why you allow that page to use your face and likeness. Like that motherfucker be saying some wild shit, bro.
No, we could get into that. But the point what I'm trying to say is that I didn't co-sign everything that happened. So you normally, if I've seen a post about you, I'm gonna hit him and be like, yo, I know Charlamagne is my guy. Take that off. I do that a lot. They made a post one time about Cardi B. Cardi B is my friend. Like I talked to Cardi B. We on the phone for hours. Yo, take that off. You get what I'm saying? Like I get it. It's a page that it's kind of news reporting, but it also have like a point of view.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? But it's more fan based. Anyway,
why was he so quick to throw you under the bus? That shit. I'm just asking why. Immediately.
Who?
George.
Where?
In the text messages to my people, he immediately was like,
texted Alex. Alex, you gotta come clean. You gotta come clean.
He immediately was like, Act told me to do this. He immediately was like,
he told you?
We got the text.
Let me see the text.
We got the text. Alex, you got the text. I'll show you.
We gotta look at everything.
Alex, please show him.
No, yo, listen to that.
Because I keep saying this over and over, and I don't know if it's because of my reverence for you, because you know, and people will tell you. People will tell me all the time, like, I don't know why you fuck with Akademiks. I'm like, yo, that's my guy. I know that for a long time. I don't know what to tell you. I don't even think like the act y'all see on stream and shit is not the act that I talk to. Blah blah blah. So I literally be telling people, I don't think Act knows what's really going on.
No, listen.
Show him what George said. And if you want to cut this out later, you can, but I don't want to ruin your relationship. I'm just being honest.
No, listen.
Show him.
I showed up here for everything. I hate the conversation about because there's no more private conversations. Like it's at this point, it's like I've been, and like I feel like I'm kind of carrying the flag because I'm not really being effective. Like, it's these people who aren't like you live your life as a public figure. I live my life as a public figure too. Shit, I'm used to like if somebody's trying to sue people sitting outside my house, I ain't tripping on that.
I don't feel no.
I'm carrying the flag, but
I don't feel no remorse for George because George be on Akademiks TV talking crazy.
Yeah, no, hold on. I told him, bro, the gloves are off. I said that publicly. I said I can't save Charlotte.
But he said this before you said that publicly. This was literally him folding immediately.
Yeah, no. Listen, they had stuff they wanted to go out with you, and I'm like, they know the reverence there. And then after that, I'm like, yo.
But why? In this act, you know this about yourself.
Yeah.
You're very loyal. You're loyal to a fault.
Yes.
Why was he so quick to be like, yo, man, Act told me to do that, blah, 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 this and that. You wouldn't have done that to him so fast.
Listen, man. Yo,
you would not have done that to him so fast.
That's my guy. And I'm going to be honest with you. And I hear your point of, well, if he could sit behind a page and whatever, why can't people turn the mirror on him? You get what I'm saying?
Right. And the only reason I started bringing up the crypto shit, because he told one of my mans, yo, tell Charlamagne stop mentioning me with all of this crypto. You know, I don't want to get my house ran up in. And you know the laws in Australia are very different. You got to report every single. No, I didn't. You got to report every single crypto payment to Australian. I can't remember the name of the organization.
You did a sleight of hand with that because I did talk to him after hearing you say that. And he's like, yo, he sent me 3 articles that was within like 2 weeks of, I don't know, like a lot of these like crypto kids that are out there. These gangs were running up in their house and holding them at gunpoint. 2 of them got killed.
Do what? Yo, download your hard drive.
Yes,
like, what you did here?
No, you gotta realize, like, again, he's living in nowhere, whatever. Yeah, he's trying to not have his face out there and address. Also, the pictures that Rock Nation's people took got his whole like you literally see his house.
Let me ask you a question. When Grand Wizard gets served, because that's the other thing I'll be wondering. When he gets served, who are the lawsuits coming from? Because when y'all are pointing fingers at all of these different people, those names on those lawsuits should be the people y'all pointing at. Are those people from Rock Nation?
Yeah, but it don't work like that. So,
what you mean?
Like, this
who are the lawsuits from? Is what I'm saying.
Okay, no. I hear the question. So, you're gonna have to remember this is also casino adjacent, right? I'm telling you, every casino or some type of, it could be, if we're talking about call sheet, we're talking about poly market. If we're talking about, those are bet and prediction market. If we're talking about prize picks, we're talking underdog fantasy. Those are fantasy sports. They're all doing the same thing. Like, I had to deal with prize picks and underdog. Spotify got me to deal with underdog. They literally tell you we're skirting. Well, they don't say they're skirting around real laws, but they're like, when you are doing your promo, mention it this way because this is how we avoid the law. This is entire how casinos, prediction markets all happen.
That's cool. But who are the lawsuits coming from?
Okay, so I'm telling you.
Those are your ops.
No. I'm gonna tell you. But that's why I say Rock Nation is involved. Because
so Rock Nation's suing y'all. That's who the lawsuits are coming from.
It's not, their name is not going to be on the lawsuit.
Why not?
So, for example, all right, I'll give you an example.
Oh, so you think they're funding people to sue you?
Yeah, that's of course.
How can you prove that? I'm asking. I don't know.
Okay, show me. Have you read these lawsuits?
No.
These lawsuits are claiming these people said they don't have no money, yet their lawyers are going up against stakes lawyers. Who do you think is funny? That a broke motherfucker claiming they're suing $1 billion casino.
Well, it's just a civil suit. You don't need no money to file a civil suit.
There's a million motions, Charlamagne.
You don't need any money to file a civil suit.
Charlamagne, have you ever?
I can file a civil suit right now with no lawyer.
You've been in civil suits, right?
100%, and that's how I know people.
How much? All right, let me ask you a
plenty
question.
of broke people can sue you.
Let me ask you a question: whether defendant or even if you were going at somebody, because I was just about to sue somebody for defamation. Lawyer flat out told me, "Are you committed at least $100K with this?"
And you know why? Because you're a public figure. And by the way, you'd look crazy suing somebody for defamation.
Not really,
because you go crazy on people.
If
like somebody can say that you defame folks every day.
Let me ask you a question. So if someone came out and blatantly called you or labels you as something,
they do all the time.
So you say you would never sue?
Exactly. No, you're right. I've attempted. That's how I knew Drake was going to sue when Kendrick did what he did. I've thought about it and attempted, but it's really hard for public figures to ever prove defamation. I'm sure your lawyer told you that.
But certain things is blatant though. It wasn't even that, because certain stuff is blatant. Like if I call you a particular name that's associated with a particular crime that you never got convicted of or you never got arrested of, that's clear defamation. Now, maybe to prove the damages or malice or whatever, all these other things that go into it, it's just not worth it based on how much you're going to spend. But you also do have a case. If you call a media personality out there literally saying you're a convicted whatever, and they're shouting it loudly on a platform, you're filing lawsuit.
Oh, yeah. If you're not a convicted whatever.
Of course.
100%. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. So in those situations, there's somebody who's done that to me. You know what I mean? And they're on a public platform. I don't really think they got much money, but you know what I mean? I could probably take a couple of pennies from them. But
that's how all of y'all should think. Every single blogger with a platform, anybody that, discusses things for a living, you should really think that, one day that person might get fed up. I think that sometimes not just you, but just bloggers in general, think that they're always going to be the bigger person and they got better things to do. One day they just might be like, fuck it. When you got fucking money. And then what I see a lot of times is that's when everybody starts playing the victim. And I'm just like, no, you know what you said. Now, you know how you was moving. Like it's wild.
You think I play victim?
No. Oh, sometimes I do. Sometimes. I think especially in this situation with Rock Nation, it feels like you're acting like you're getting picked on. But you got a whole team of people coming at folks. Like, you can't be mad at anybody that comes at George Wynn from Akademiks TV.
At GoDaddy, we know your website is the center of your
If he was, as long as you admit that, Rock.
If you was on the other side,
that's what I said. Charlotte, get out the way. It's me versus the Rock. It's cool.
No, it's not. You don't have it. I promise you, you don't have an issue.
They've spent. I'm telling you, I promise you, I could go through receipt by receipt. I see what they're doing. They spent at least $500,000 getting that.
On what?
the deposition, that's not some cheap. I got nothing to do with that case. That was a reason.
That's a specific case. That's Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. And by the way, y'all did the same thing. Y'all had a whole campaign against Megan.
Actually, not. Like,
come on.
Everything they claimed was false.
Yo, that's when by the way,
everything they claimed was false.
No, I can even.
And also, by the way, if we're talking about depositions and even civil cases, all right, cool. Like, listen, I did that deposition 8 hours, no lawyer. Maybe not the smartest thing, but Roc Nation hired a bunch of dummies.
Let's have a media conversation real quick.
Desiree Perez been ducking every deposition. She ducking one versus her daughter. There's like 5 others. She don't want to sit down.
Nothing about none of that shit.
It's like you know these people until I ask you a real question about it.
I don't know anything about any of this shit you're talking about. I'll be listening.
How do you know about George, but not
because there's articles about
George? Is a fucking AI that lives out in the ecosystem.
Stop. This
Roc Nation.
Hey, okay, this is George. I'm gonna read you this article. You tell me if I'm tripping. This is from InverseWire.com.
Nobody even heard about this website till you brought it up. True. It's not like you read it from CNN. Charlotte, you read InverseWire.com. Charlotte, stop.
You take advantage of the worldwide nigga.
Yo, Charlotte, man.
You take advantage of the worldwide nigga net, and you know
you
them
basically
them niggas don't read.
Yo, Charlotte.
You know them niggas don't read.
Yo, what Charlotte's doing right now? What camera is it? What Charlotte's doing right now?
Reading.
He's basically saying, yo, we got an article from NawRight.com. Like,
that's not true. That's not true.
Nobody ever heard that site.
Okay, well after this, I'm gonna read the Wall Street Journal one. You ever heard of that one?
Yeah, but that got does it mention George?
It mentions
no, it doesn't mention George.
It mentions Drake and Aiden Ross.
Oh, so you're moving the goalposts.
No,
that's what I said. Because my whole point. You've been moving the goalposts.
Can I read the InverseWire article? If you don't want me to, I won't.
No, nobody knows this place.
If you don't want me to read it, I won't.
Yo, you might as well.
Because you deflect.
You can, but you might as well read somebody's Substack. You use the Wall Street Journal, which is legit, but they're talking about Polymarket. They're talking about Drake, who mentioned him in the song, which, by the way, Drake can rap about whatever he wants. Cool. They mentioned Aiden Ross, who did do a deal with them. Fine. Nothing mentions George. Nothing mentions
George
me.
is mentioned in the civil suits. You're not mentioned in these things.
But
you're only mentioned in one.
You're using that to make your argument. Why are you using Polymarket? Listen, I did a deal with Kashi. Like, I'm mad, open and honest. You see, Charlamagne ain't gonna tell y'all. Charlamagne, you gonna have to read about it in like some hidden disclosure shit that he's partnered with Roc Nation or Casino. Me, I'm gonna tell you, I had a Polymarket deal.
But you know the difference?
Kashi?
You know the difference? If we had actually got the license and there was a casino open, yes, hey, Charlamagne has equity in said casino. But when we're just bidding for a license, the disclosure should be to 2 people. The government regulators, which you read yourself, and my employer, which is iHeart.
Okay, so you're basically saying you getting on the radio and basically telling people that your Times Square needs this.
Because I really feel that. That's me giving commentary as a media personality.
Okay, cool. But you don't feel that you need
which is completely above board.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm not, you see, unlike you, I'm not trying to like invoke that you did a crime. I'm just saying, based on, you got to remember, and this is what also I said.
By the way, I only would have equity in said casino if I got the license for the casino.
I get you. But what I'm saying is, and this is where my disappointment is that a lot of how you move, I've said I looked up to you because I like your openness. The first time I ever did an interview with you, there was somebody I used to work with on college radio. And like, I didn't know this person had a problem with me. They even brought me upstairs to come do the interview. You remember, the first moment, Sasha, the first moment you seen me, elephant in the room. And I respected that. I said, yo, you know what I like about Charlamagne? He not going to just like, all right, let's not talk about it. Let's avoid it. Let's get to it. That's how transparent you are. So what I'm saying is that when you're now on the radio and you don't mention it, like
name 5 things that I'm invested in.
You got a little crystal joint.
Mm-hmm. How do you know that?
You've said it, and
it's open.
Hold on, but also when you're promoting even that fast food chain, you're also saying, yeah,
because that's what you're supposed to do.
Okay,
if the facility exists, it's there, it's mine. Hey, me and my wife bought 6 crystals in South Carolina. 2 of them are currently open. So I'm doing ribbon cuttings.
I'm trying to get a point of why.
Now name some more.
You did some weed shit, like some dispensary, right?
And me and Raekwon did that. Does that mean I work for Wu-Tang?
No.
Okay.
Do you work with them? Of course. Mm-hmm. Right? So you work with them. Okay, cool.
Okay.
My thing is,
but how did you know that?
Once again, you said it, but that's what I'm saying.
But why did I say it?
Hold on. You said everything except the Jay-Z casino
because
thing.
There's no casino. And by the way, you saw me publicly advocating for it. You said it. I'm at town hall meetings. There's plenty of, there's so many articles that came out before this week. Me and Fat Joe at town hall meetings going back and forth with people about the casino. We're at Manhattan Plaza Center doing community events, trying to get people to, be open to a casino coming to Times Square. Like all of this has been public record.
Yeah, but Charlotte, okay.
How you think Wayne don't even knew it?
Charlotte, to put it in perspective.
Okay.
It's
not my fault niggas don't read.
Yeah, but if you're doing a sleight of hand.
It's not a sleight of hand.
If right now I say, yo, Drake dropping some new shit, like some Nocta shit with an owl on it, everybody go copy. That shit look fire. Right? And I'm just saying that without telling people like, bro, you know I got a percentage in that.
There's a difference. You have actual product. There's no casino for me to disclose to the public.
You're trying to wiggle out the back right now. Why? Because you're saying, no, I didn't tell y'all that whole process was at least 12 months. By the way, there was
longer.
You talking about
longer.
Hold on. You also talking about these articles that you have. You named the website. Nobody has ever. Bro,
okay, so you want me to read the Wall Street Journal then, since you don't want to read
it? No, you can read the Wall Street Journal, but it got nothing to do with this. Here's the thing.
Can I just read? Can I just read it though?
Wait, let me just say. Can I read it though? Let me just say one thing.
Can I read it?
You can. All right.
You don't want me to read it.
20 seconds.
You've been
20
deflecting for 2 weeks.
No, 20 seconds.
Yes,
20 seconds.
Every time I bring up this stuff, and that's why I only keep doing it.
20 seconds.
I'm like, every time your guy George jumps out there,
I'm here to talk
and says some wild shit. All right, boom, I'm gonna read another article. I'm gonna point people in this direction.
Okay.
So you don't want your name next to Crypto George? Watch this.
All right, so give me 20 seconds. So even in that casino thing, and we talking about real articles. The real articles that came from that was that apparently, I don't know if it's Roc Nation or Caesar, but somebody in that group was trying to bribe. Don't tell me you see that article. Trying to bribe one of the.
I think I did see that.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about, like, this is why I realized Grand doing a hell of a job. He doing like a bang out job on Roc Nation. Like, I get it. This is the Roc Nation 30th, but I ain't gonna lie. He is. I guess there's PRs in the dark.
I think a lot of it's not.
Charlie, you mentioned it for 3 weeks in a row. Like,
this is what I mean when I say y'all play victim. He's mentioning me every day.
No, it's cool.
I get on Brilliant Idiots and talk about this shit for 20 minutes for 2 episodes, and he loses his mind. And it's only 2 episodes.
No, by the way, I'm not mad that you did that. What I'm saying is that.
Hey, you, it's me again. Are you still wondering how much it will cost you to start up a company in the UAE? Well, guess what?
This guy raises to your level of radar. You're one of the greatest media personalities of all time.
What guy?
George, right?
Only because that's your man.
And you're pulling obscure articles.
No,
I'm saying, what about the articles with Roc Nation where they're trying to pay off people to get the casino bid, which failed? And I'm going to be honest with you, I really think all that stemmed from that.
So talking about, he can post rumors and gossip and bullshit about me and others. But if I talk about these articles, the rumors, the gossip, and potentially bullshit, I'm wrong?
No, I didn't say you're wrong. What I'm saying is
that's what you're implying.
No, I'm implying
this is what I mean when I say y'all play victim.
No, I'm implying that he's so effective. He's so effective that basically there's certain other people who keep throwing rocks at me. I'm not giving them.
I'm be honest with you. Oh, here's the thing. I'm not
like, even when I had to mention Jeremy, I'm like,
here's the thing.
I'm like talking about like a bum.
I could give a fuck about George Wynn. You know why I care about George Wynn? Because George Wynn comes under the guise of Akademiks TV. So for me, it's like, damn, this guy that I've known for almost 20 years, gave him his first interview way back in the day. Whenever there's an issue, me and him on the phone, like whether it's about you or whether it's about me, and when I call you to do what we always do, I give you a heads up on some shit. You let your guy go in?
No, but it was the most elusive heads up, Charlotte.
No, I gave you names.
Charlotte.
I gave you directed. I'm not even going to talk about what we all talked about on the phone for 2.5 hours, but there was one thing in particular. You talked to me about an artist. And we can talk about this because you talked about this publicly. You talked to me about Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Right? You felt like Lil Baby lined you up.
Of course he did.
You said you and Lil Baby had a conversation. Lil Baby told you everything was good, but then you ended up getting into an altercation with one of Lil Baby's guys.
Yeah.
You got more smoke for people that I haven't seen do anything to you than you do that guy who lined you up.
Oh, I got smoke for him too. It's just that with him, it's easy. Like any rapper who's ever, I felt even, did whatever to make me feel a certain way about him, yeah, of course. Like, I can't wait for his rollout to come in. It's gonna happen. Like, I've seen what I've done to his career before. I've seen it. Like, he literally got on the phone with me because he said I was stepping on everything he had going on. Don't worry, it'll happen again. So I do got smoke for him.
But then you're
trying to deflate from Rock Nation.
No,
though.
I'm not.
They're the invisible opponent. This is why, even as of recent, I'm like, Charlamagne, nobody really is trying to even talk about you. Just get out the way. Let Desiree and Jay-Z sit. They are the people that everybody's shooting at.
This is why this is delusional to me. Even if that's true. If that's true,
you're running defense for them.
No, I'm not. If that's true, I can move out the way. If that's true.
Thank you.
Why would you want that problem?
They want the problem with me. I'm not saying
because you and Akademiks TV and whoever else probably won't shut the fuck up. Like that.
All right, so they want to control us.
Come on.
If they want to control us, it's on.
It's not about control. This week alone, I'm in Anguilla.
I seen you in the water.
Enjoying my vacation.
What's good?
Come on, of course. I'm gonna show you something when we get off there. I guess I got to disclose that too.
You got to disclose it. Yo, the Charlamagne disclosure. Check that pin. Check it for a wire earpiece. You know what I mean?
But when I would get back to the room, I would look at things and I would laugh my ass off because I'm not gonna front. It made me feel important that you had your whole legion of internet doom going at me.
I didn't.
It's like everybody. I'm like, he got the whole squad.
Okay.
Every cosmetically challenged motherfucker in the cyber world. All of them. I'm like, shit.
Do you think? All right. So I'm glad you said that, and we should get into this part.
And it made me. And I'm gonna tell you something else.
You are important though.
Cool.
Nigga, I shouted on the highs, and this is one of the things that kind of hurt me about it. I'm like, I look up to Charlamagne.
But here's the thing. You don't have to do that. This is what I mean when I say that.
What do you mean?
You don't have to do that. You don't need any of these other people. All you got to do is pick up the phone, Charla. And I hate it when people would say things like, yo, Charlamagne would never do Akademiks podcast and all of this other shit. It's just like, yo.
You a little bit elusive. I'm watching you do like some niggas podcast. This shit was crazy.
Well, you're probably right. But it wasn't because I was ducking you. It's just like shit didn't line up. And then there was a little bit of ego. Because when you got on a screen one night, drunk, yelling and screaming, Charlamagne, no, this is years ago. But when you was mad, I wouldn't do the podcast. I'm like,
I was saying you're right.
What's up with that? Like, what you doing all that for?
No, because I feel like anytime when you guys come calling, like I'm so big on loyalty. You're right. I've always said it. Like I'm so big on loyalty. I'm so big on this person gave me this opportunity. This person looked out for me. That I know when you hit me up and you're like, hey, you want to come do Breakfast Club? Nigga, I'm there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Anybody, even when it wasn't only you, I spoke about that moment. I spoke about Gillian Wallow. When they hit me impromptu, like, yo, we need a place to shoot. We want to do an episode with you because, it was hot at the moment. Yo, come use my studio. I'm like that for everybody who I rock with. I'm not the guy who usually, like even with Vlad, like, I tell Vlad yes a million times. For me, I rarely ask for things, but I do look to see a little bit of reciprocity. And I think I kind of had mentioned it, and you like you didn't say no. You never said no. Mm-hmm. But it was almost like whenever the time is right, and I'm like, yo, I got a Spotify deal. I kind of like I need to get these sit downs right now. It's like right now I do that podcast whenever I want to because I mainly stream. But I feel like it wasn't a priority. Like I'm like, damn, I'm watching you when I see a bunch of other dudes. They're trying to kick off their career. They're not even in the middle of their career. They need you. We're going to look at them because they're sitting out with Charlamagne the God. And I've seen you with those people. And I'm like, damn.
But I do that on purpose. That's strategically to the point you just made. I want to help them get their shit going. You Akademiks. I saw you had a conversation about me when I called you about everyday struggle. You manipulated that conversation as well.
No.
I told you that if you keep getting disrespected, you don't have to be there. I said, yo, no. And I told you, I said that media space isn't respecting your audience yet. Because remember, all of this shit that everybody feels about the internet now, they didn't feel like that back then. They saw it, but they were still trying to play that traditional media game. You were building an audience that they didn't even have yet. And I just told you, hey, if you keep getting disrespected, walk off. But did you tell the people? Because Joe did. Joe said this publicly. I was making calls to try to get Everyday Struggle on Revolt.
What if I could build an app that works my way with Base 44? My work moves fast.
Tell people that?
Well, the Revolt.
A lot of times, a lot of times people think we got issues because of things that you say.
No. The Revolt stuff, I was never really party to.
I told you though.
So
Joe got it, and I connected
Joe had conversations,
and then Joe went and did some other shit.
And then I was like an afterthought with that particular thing. So it was not like I'm like in the huddle, the group huddle. The point about the everyday struggle thing, okay, I'll give you that. There is some context missing because you were like, yo, bro, I think you're getting disrespected on that show.
It's true.
However,
Joe stood up and looked in your face and was yelling at you.
But also it was good theater. Like, and that's where I was trying to like balance it. Like I'm kind of new in the game. And like, I have so much love for that show because it needed to be that. It couldn't be, okay, you got your audience and now you're supposed to be looking like this Don Dada, like, yo, you're supposed to get tested. Now, obviously, with some respect, of course. Mm-hmm. But the only part of that conversation I said the part where you said, yo, act, you know how you do, nigga, when you go in, nigga, walk off on air if that shit happens. And that, like, I don't
remember saying that, though.
Nah, you did.
I remember saying, quit the show. I don't know if I said walk off on air.
Trust me.
I don't know if I really don't remember if I said that.
Charlotte, during that time, I remember me and you definitely talked a bunch. I remember even with I remember talking to you about the Wale thing.
What was the Wale thing?
Wale was coming up to the show, and it was like a online moment that was preempting it, where he was just like, "Yo, a nigga like you can't call me corny." And I remember talking to you, and you basically was like, "Yo, act if you the type of personality that I'm watching, I'm watching you become,
you gotta say it this face.
As soon as he comes in, you need to say, listen here, Wale." And I did that. And I feel like you kind of slammed it a bit. Like I remember your comments, but it wasn't like
I don't remember you calling Wale corny in his face.
No, I said I made the comment. I made the comment because I was voicing what people were already saying about you online.
Nah, you can't do that. You got to say, I think you corny.
But
like back in the day,
that's not what I said about him. I said people think Wale's corny. That was the conversation at the time.
Oh, I thought you called him corny. Okay.
We call these rappers corny because like
Wale, that's my guy. Salute to Joe too. I'm not. Listen, that's another thing, and I hope for us to get from this conversation. After we have our conversation, I'm just gonna make the rounds. Not the rounds.
You should.
But like Joe, just really Joe, like. Because we don't, this shit is stupid. To me, when I sit back and I look at all of this shit that's been going on, I'm just like,
George.
Am I going to George? I don't give a fuck about George. That's your man. I don't have to deal with George. That's your guy. I don't give a fuck about that Vietnamese kid from Australia.
That's why I think things went.
George would never hear me mention his name if he hadn't started shooting at me.
Hold on. Okay, privately. So then I get it publicly, which I think.
That's your fault, though. You did that.
I wanted y'all to.
But I called you privately.
But I'm not gonna hold.
You didn't have to make any of this public. None.
Let me ask a question. If I call you and I tell you something about Schultz, are you gonna tell him? You don't fuck with Schultz. If you gotta think like that, you don't fuck with Schultz.
No, I had to think about what you said. Yeah, 100%.
The moment I fuck with a nigga, and you call, like, again, I'm not saying it to throw you under the bus.
But I didn't know you and that dude was close like that. That dude lives all the way in Australia. You know me and Schultz are close. So if I'm with somebody every week, talking to them every day, and you tell me something about them, of course I'm going to them. I didn't know you and George had that type of relationship. Yeah, you say it all the time. He's AI. He's just that. I don't know. So I'm just thinking I'm giving you a heads up because these internet dudes done got pressed, and now they're saying, hey, Ak and Drake are the ones we get our marching orders from.
Okay, can we get back to the slide ahead? Because I want you to read our article.
No, you don't.
I do.
Can I read it now?
Yes.
All right.
Hold on. Are we going to start with a reputable outlet, Wall Street Journal, first? Because I want you to read that and then tell me what got to do with me or got to do with even George.
I didn't say the Wall Street Journal one.
You keep quoting it.
The reason I say it has something to do with you because you told me out of your own mouth that George is the king of the Clippers. And when you see these articles from the Wall Street Journal that says
clipping isn't illegal though.
It says it just says new investigation by the Wall Street Journal. Polymarket is paying scores of offshore clippers to quietly promote its international exchange in the U.S., though it's banned from letting Americans trade on the platform. Polymarket made dummy websites mirroring its real sites, then paid creators to use the fake site and pretend to win thousands. Creators altered headlines and used outdated footage to imply they won bets, even when they often lost. Polymarket paid Aiden Ross multiple millions to promote the site. That's Wall Street Journal.
Okay, so By the way, now let's use a little bit of context.
Okay.
What you read there, if someone is to be in trouble, who's in trouble?
The Clippers and probably Aiden Ross. And Polymarket.
I would say Polymarket first. If you're saying
they always
get
the little fish first. Because they know that the little fish eventually will tell on the big fish.
Who told you this, Charlamagne?
You have never watched the gangster movies? You've never watched the mob movies? This is how it happens. This is how it happens. You've never seen that. You never seen that in the street. Like they'll pick up a fiend. A fiend will have a couple of rocks on. Where you get this from? Oh, they selling dope over here on this corner or whatever. Who'd you buy it from? I bought it from this guy named Slim. Now, next thing you know, that block is getting busted. Because they'll flip Slim. Slim, are you willing to go back in there and make another purchase undercover? Sure. So Slim will go, the person will go in, buy it from Slim. Next thing you know, the cops is raiding the spot.
Okay, perfect.
That's what they
do. And I still want you to read.
Okay.
But
cartoons make complex ideas easy to understand and are incredibly effective.
Do you think that it then puts, whether you're saying Aiden Ross, George, but we got Alex right there. I've seen Alex and Schultz do a call sheet ad. I see them do some shit with State.
What's that got to do with this illegal? They're not being accused of doing illegal shit with any of those companies.
All those companies are being accused of doing illegal shit.
Did you read what I just read?
Call sheet is being accused of similar, but it's the same industry. What I'm saying is that when you're calling that out and it's not even specifically mentioned anyone you know, what you're basically saying, if you've worked with Polymarket, maybe the jig is up, literally.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Let me read you this. Polymarket, this is Wall Street Journal. Polymarket and Virality targeted dozens of videos by Aiden Ross, a 25-year-old manosphere phenom with millions of followers for promotion. Ross has a multi-million-dollar deal with Polymarket, according to a person familiar with the negotiations. And he averages a half hour per week on his live stream, scrolling through Polymarket and commenting on potential trades. In at least 5 of the videos, Ross identified ways he could use inside information to trade on the platform. In one video targeted for promotion, Ross said he could easily use inside information to trade on the release date of a forthcoming album from the hip-hop artist Drake, who is Ross's acquaintance. Shorty keep hitting me for dates. Trying to finesse Polymarket for bread. Representatives for Ross and Drake declined to comment. Them the only two smart people in this whole shit. Smart Jewish kids not saying a goddamn thing. Meanwhile, y'all out here just yelling and screaming. By the way, I don't care about any of this shit.
All right. So let me stick to like say Polymarket.
But when you finish the article?
Yeah, no.
Internal materials show that Polymarket and Virality promote videos showing how easy it is to conduct insider trades on the platform. Polymarket has paid Clippers to promote at least 19 videos discussing opportunities to use inside information or other tactics to manipulate markets. Polymarket said it prohibits trading based on stolen information. Illegal tips are information obtained in breach of a duty of trust, confidentiality, or other legal obligation. It added that Polymarket's market integrity framework includes trade monitoring, on-chain transparency, reporting channels, and escalation processes to detect, review, and respond to suspicious activity. Where appropriate, we engage with regulators and law enforcement to support the integrity of our markets. The reason I bring that up is because your boy George is
not mentioned.
But they say he's the #1 Clipper. And by the way, you told me that. You told me that.
You're right. But he doesn't work with it's like saying,
you told me,
all right, this guy is the #1 basketball player, but then I tell you that the Knicks is in trouble, and you're like, well, isn't your friend the #1 basketball player? No, he doesn't work with the Knicks.
There's certain shit I don't even want to say. Because I'm really not trying to get nobody in trouble. And it's stuff that you told me. But it's stuff that you told me.
Charlamagne, you might as well be.
Why am I? Tell me why
I'm blown the whistle.
Tell me why I'm too short, though.
Yeah, you're too short.
I'm too short because I called my guy Ak to give my Ak a heads up on all of this type of bullshit.
I think you called me for a different reason. I think you called me.
What you think I called you for?
I think you called me because I'm going to be honest with you. I think everyone these days, media is at a point now where it's a battle of narratives. And I really think it started with the Kendrick and Drake thing, where everything is an ongoing narrative.
So why would I call Ak privately, give him a heads up on things? Because what I would think you would do with that information is get in front of whatever this is and shape your own narrative.
No, to shut it down. Basically, I feel like there's a couple of entities. They've been giving Rock Nation belt to Ak.
All of this shit came a week or two after I called you. All of these Wall Street Journal articles,
but none of them are mentioning the people who you're talking about.
Can I read this particular article about George? Can I read this? Can I read this?
Yeah, from what site? Just say the site one more time.
Inversewire.com, which is a very reputable site. You're trying to convince the worldwide nigga that it's not.
This is realnews.com.
You're trying to convince the worldwide nigga that it's not.
Who's the author of that?
I'll tell you right now. The author of it his name is Dalton Jackson, senior systems and culture writer. Systems, media, incentives, and the architecture underneath modern culture. That's who wrote this article.
Sounds like a lot of word salad for. This is my own independent blog. It's a Substack. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read this, and we can move on from this, honestly. But I'm gonna read you this. I just want to know what you think about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's where the loop closes on itself and gets genuinely strange. The lawsuits allege those rigged casino winnings weren't only for show; they were a laundering rail. Money allegedly moved through states' encrypted tipping feature, described in the complaints as a wholly encrypted and substantially unregulated tool, perfect for pushing untraceable crypto to people you'd rather not be caught paying. And who got paid? Spot operators. The suits claim the proceeds financed streaming farms that pumped out millions of fake plays of Drake's catalog, bending Spotify's algorithm, faking a culture-wide consensus, manufacturing the very stardom that made the casino deal valuable in the first place. A rigged casino generates fake wins. The fake wins fund fake screens. The fake screens manufacture real fame. The real fame sells the casino. A perfect circle that never once touches reality. Which brings us finally to the man behind the curtain, who you genuinely cannot make this up, goes by Grand Wizard. George Wynn, an Australian named as a defendant, allegedly runs the Akademiks TV account and operates in chat under that handle. The filings cast him as the operational hinge, the guy who converts the state crypto to cash, liaisons with the bot vendors, and coordinates narratives. The paid clips, the manufactured praise, the slander of rival artists, the synthetic chat hype that makes a stage moment feel organic. And per the leaked chat logs, the complaints lean on, the wizard wasn't freelancing. He was allegedly taking his marching orders straight from Drake and DJ Akademiks. The hype man for the hype was himself a hire.
Okay, can I respond to that?
Please.
Okay. Now, this is why I said you're doing a media sleight of hand.
I'm just reading what they wrote. This is none of my words. I'm not even saying I believe this shit.
Wait, no. So we're going to have a conversation.
Okay.
The Wall Street Journal article you read, they actually did some investigative research. What this guy basically is reading that you keep quoting, he's taken 3 to 4 lawsuits.
6, according to the article.
Whatever. Okay, 6. And he's just putting that in paragraphs.
What's wrong with, you should read. What's wrong with reading?
Charlotte, because if everybody took every allegation against you that was a civil lawsuit and then wrote your profile
and
said,
they do.
According to Charlamagne, this is how he acts. He does this. You'd be like, listen, are we going to add some context to it? So if we want to go through it, because that sounds like a decently, might be ChatGPT. That guy doesn't look like he's doing too much investigation.
Could you stop?
No, I'm serious.
This guy is I don't even know him. You didn't even see him.
Hold on. Wait, because he hasn't done any research beyond those things. And
no, you got to read this whole article. This is a good article.
I did read it.
Okay.
But everything he's alleging, like...
when you read these articles, how come you don't take that to your screen?
No.
And have these
because
conversations
it's bullshit.
with your audience?
Right, so I'm having it with you.
Okay.
I'll tell you I was bullshit.
Okay.
And I want to ask you what you believe. And don't do I don't know what to believe. Do you believe, right? Let me give you something on clipping. Clipping is the most normal and it's the most effective way to promote anything these days. I'm telling you these things as facts.
Yeah.
Epic Records just dropped the budget over $100,000 in the last 3 days because Future dropped it. That's a clipping campaign. This is how you need to post Future. This is whatever. We want to make this big. Don't mention this. Don't mention that. Goes to Clippers. I have access to, I know the biggest Clippers. That's not money to me, but I know about it. The labels are doing it. So the labels put money in Clippers' hands.
What that got to do with this illegal shit that they're being accused of, though?
Because,
I'm with you on the Clippers.
No. Because
there's nothing illegal about clipping.
No.
But if you're paying Clippers to do illegal shit, then it can become illegal.
Okay. And what I'm trying to tell you is that if I'm telling you this, I'm pulling back the curtain. I'm telling you labels would just pay a Clipper. Why the fuck would the biggest artist in the world, Drake, need illegal gambling or online gambling and George to buy the streams? Does that make sense, Charlamagne? Come on, my bro. It's yes or no, bro. Come on.
Listen, I literally said,
I'm telling you what's happening with Future.
If you listen to Brilliant Idiots, I said this. I said, I'm going to even shoot Drake some bail. I said sometimes you can be involved with people and not know exactly what they got going on. You can be using these clippers to push your narratives. You could be using these clippers to promote your songs, but these clippers might also be involved in some other shit. No, I'm not.
No. Charlotte, what I'm saying to you, everything you're reading that this guy is writing that came from these civil suits, I want to address it. It is false. Like,
do you think? So you're asking? Do I think Drake would be doing this?
Drake is not doing it. Okay. Republic Records, which is his label, ain't doing it.
That's a lie.
Republic Records is buying Drake's music through stake because that's what it alleges.
I don't know. I'm saying,
you said it was a good article.
When it comes to using the clippers to push narratives,
okay,
and make yourself look larger than life.
Okay, so we're going off the article that you say your man Dalton did, right? And I'm saying that
he mentioned a bunch of different things clippers are doing, not just the streaming.
But let's talk about the illegal ones because I just mentioned legal ones. The future shit's legal.
Okay,
that's legal. You're saying, well, what about this illegal stuff? Okay, so let's talk about what could be illegal, right? Yes, theoretically, it could be illegal if there is money being transferred, sent back and forth through countries,
especially if it's crypto.
Streams.
Especially if it's crypto.
Yeah, but crypto is not a crime. It's having crypto. Do you have cryptocurrency?
No. If you're not reporting,
that's why you think that.
If you're not if you're not reporting it in Australia,
how would you know?
If you're doing it through tipping features,
how would you know what he's reporting or not?
Oh, but the people investigating probably do.
Did Dalton make?
I have no idea.
Surely you say you've read these things.
Did you see the other article in the age.com, Australia? With the one that said they put the investigators on them, the one that said
with no new info.
But it don't matter if it's new or not. The thing I be wanting to know is how come you're not having these conversations with your audience?
Because I'm trying to have it with you. And
no. But you say you're so transparent.
No, Charlotte. Okay, I've spoke about these lawsuits because they filed them against Drake and Aiden before. I've said they're bullshit.
But do you tell the people what they're actually being accused of? It's one thing to explain the clipping. It's one thing to
go through the art.
I've never seen you go through the article. I've never seen you go through an article.
I went through it. I went through one of them. But the allegations, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Mention the specific allegations, and we could speak as people. Okay. And I just told you. I said, so do you believe that Drake is money laundering his earnings or whatever through a online gambling casino to get his streams inflated? Does that even sound right?
No, but I think George might be. I think George might be involved in doing that.
So why the hell would so now the allegation that Drake is doing it? Okay, so we're getting Drake out of the way. I bet. So Drake's out of the way. Why would George do it?
For money.
So who would he be doing it for?
I have no idea.
If he's doing it for, he's not is he a musician?
No, but it could be a musician paying him.
Who do you think is paying? You're saying that there's things here, but now we're assuming a crime.
I ain't assuming nothing. I'm just reading the article, giving you information.
But when we're talking about what's there, you don't even have anything you could like properly fall back on and say.
I just read you everything. These people, this is
the main accusation. You just agreed with me that you don't believe Drake is doing that.
Well, let me say this.
So give me another accusation.
No. Let me say this. It's hard for me to think Drake would do that. That's honestly how I feel.
Wait, what?
It's hard for me to.
Charlotte's a media legend, man.
It's hard for me to think that Drake would do that because why would he have to?
He's not.
But that doesn't mean he's not. And I'm not accusing him of anything. I'm just telling you what these allegations are saying. And I'm telling you that your boy George is in the middle of all of these allegations and he was being investigated. And apparently he told investigators he gets his marching orders from Ak and Drake. That was the original genesis of this whole shit. Me calling you privately to tell you that.
Charlotte.
Why y'all decided to blow it up and make it this thing? I do not know.
You told me 5 different reasons, and that was confusing. That's why I felt like you was a Roc Nation employee trying to do a psyop.
Did you hear when I also said
you said it's about narratives? You said it was about hate campaigns. Then you said it was politics, and then you said it was crypto. Like
no. The first time I called you, I said that it was politics. But what did I say? I said, but I'm looking at this shit. And I don't see no political payments. It's just a bunch of music payments. I said, the shit I heard Jeremy say, I don't even have that information. So either way, I'm just giving you information. I'm just giving you the heads up. I'm just letting you know that some shit is out there. Charlotte, some shit may be coming. And all of this Charlotte,
shit. If somebody sent me your tax returns for the last 3 years and I read out verbatim and you're like, nigga, how'd you get that shit? And I'm not forthcoming about it. At some point, you got to be like, nigga, you're in cahoots with
if
who
you told
got
that's not true. That's ridiculous.
If
you told me I don't know, I will find out because we're in media.
Yeah,
you don't get anonymous tips.
Charlotte.
No, answer.
Yes.
You don't get anonymous tips. You don't get mad random shit sent to you,
but I will
and you don't know where it came from.
But I will say, at the point where now,
listen, this week alone, I heard you talking to people who was getting mad random shit from people saying this is just a source. This is just a source. This is just a source. Have I asked you once who the source was?
Yeah, but you haven't. But hear what I'm trying to say. At a certain,
do you even know who the source is?
Well, there's a few sources. Trust me.
Do you know? Be honest. Do you know who these people are?
One of them I've heard about.
Okay.
A bunch.
Okay.
Other people, you'd have to do some research.
So that's my point.
Hear what I'm saying, though?
All right.
If it was something, if I was going to call you to give you the heads up, I'm finding out who that is. I'm going to be like, yo, so this chick over here that know this person, just go look at this person.
You didn't give me anything. You didn't give me time to do nothing. I told you that I was going to set up a conversation with you and Rock Nation. That we talked on a Friday for 2.5 hours.
Sure, like,
by Saturday.
If that's not the put the banana in the tailpipe move, like, come on. Like, you think Rock Nation is going to be like, all right, we're done beefing with this guy. Charlotte came here. Let's have a call.
Why not? That's like, yo, if there's actual issues, listen.
You know what I said. What have they said?
If there's actual issues, a lot of times actual issues can just get resolved with communication. And by the way, we talked for 2.5 hours. You gave me a lot of intel that I didn't have on a lot of stuff. You gave me intel on the little baby shit. Okay. And then we started talking about Rock Nation. I'm like, yo, what's up with you and Rock Nation? Why do you go so hard at Rock Nation?
So can I ask you, because everything
Can you tell the people what you told me when I asked you that, though?
What?
Because you didn't tell me all of this shit about depositions and all that shit like that. You told me that.
What?
You said, I feel like a lot of us online feel like if somebody big is coming at us.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. Then we got to be with somebody big too.
No.
That's exactly what you said to me.
I repeat what I said.
Okay.
I said, these days, what online is, because now everything they try to throw me into, they throw Drake into like we're teammates, right? Drake's my man. He gave me a chain like that's my man. But I was just a big fan of his. I supported him doing some really tough moments in his career. That's why I got to change.
Okay, I was talking about same over here. Okay. I've never liked Drake's music. You know that.
All right, bet.
So who could pay me to hate Drake?
We never said that. But what I'm saying is that now the internet is breaking where there is teams.
And I think that's silly.
Well, it's not about if it's silly or not. Is it happening? These days, you're realizing the people who are super pro Jay-Z, they're usually shitting on Drake. The people who are usually pro Drake, they don't give a fuck about whether it's Kendrick or...
But shouldn't we be better as media personalities? Why do we fuel that? Like, we should know that, hey, you can have your opinion about an artist. I can have my opinion about an artist. That don't mean the fan bases got to hate each other. That's some Republican Democrat shit.
Yeah, but all this, I told you, it started with Kendrick and Drake.
That's hip-hop is never... You help fuel that too.
How I help fuel that?
You help fuel that divide because
keep in mind the first time George was mentioned, they pulled up on me at a concert.
Because instead of just letting Drake get belt to ass, right?
You think I'm gonna let my man get jumped? I know
that's crazy.
But instead of y'all were trying to let him get.
But instead of just let the
there was a lot of coward niggas in media. Too.
But let the rappers rap. Like, listen.
No, it was bigger than that.
Okay.
Because a lot of people at that point, like, I know that feeling when niggas think you done and niggas feel like it's okay to kick it back in. And okay, Drake, we get it with the battle, right? Drake and Kendrick. But I seen media personalities gloat. Maybe they wanted an interview or maybe they were promised an interview. And that was the moment they're like, all right, fine, we got him.
So
they picked
that's life.
Okay, no, it's cool. So, all right, so cool. So they picked their side. What I'm saying is that not because my man bleeding out, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm going to just be on y'all side now. No, we fight till the end.
You don't have to be on no side. You still a Drake fan. Objectively, you could say, yo, Drake lost the rap battle. It don't matter. Drake gonna still be Drake. That's what I said.
The entire media was kicking his back, and what I said is
he got beat. If somebody walked in here right now, if two guys walked in here and jumped on me and you, and we got our ass kicked, the internet would be gloating. They'd be like, "Finally, somebody fucked up DJ Akademiks. Somebody fucked up Charlamagne the God." That's the way the game goes.
It was more than just about the rap battle, the narratives too. It's one of the narratives. It's the reason why you even suing. Like
I didn't like that. Because the reality is, it's a rap battle. They both said foul shit about each other. They both said defile.
But let me ask you a question. This is when I think people start realizing how powerful the media is, right? Did any of those narratives that came from the battle, because I think people like you would want the audience to believe that Drake legit just like, took 2 years before this Iceman situation that he's, just back number one again, just because a rap battle. No, there was narratives.
That's another false narrative.
There was narratives that spawned.
He didn't take no time off.
No, hold on. No, it's not about time off.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that he's back like he's never missed a step, in my opinion.
He never went nowhere.
Okay, but
we're acting like the Party Next Door album didn't have bops on it.
You're right. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that for 2 years, because of the battle and the fracturing of the fans, and also a lot of the media going against him, every negative, there was a time where negative campaigns or hate, things against Drake just didn't work. You know why? Because people were like, nah, that's not Drake. Everything negative said about Drake afterwards worked. You know why?
Worked how? What do you mean worked? When you say worked, what do you mean worked?
The people were carrying on these narratives that was driving almost like groupthink about him and his entire career.
Have you ever heard the quote? Even dirty water makes flowers grow. So people can say negative shit they say negative shit about you all the time. Has that stopped your career?
No.
People say negative shit about me all the time. Has that stopped my career? People say negative shit about Drake. Has that stopped his career?
Okay, well, they say negative shit about Jay-Z and he coming out of an interview saying he's trying to go on offense. Why?
Because y'all motherfuckers have been fucking with him.
Okay, so when Drake...
This ain't new.
Oh, okay, so you're acknowledging, because I like that little saying. I don't know how long you had it, but it's clear that it does affect some shit, because Jay is now saying, after getting his ass kicked media-wise, PR-wise, people are accusing him of stuff, linking him with other people that did really vile stuff, and just throwing random stuff at him. He said, no, I'm getting on offense now. So he's reacting to the dirty water. What I'm saying is that...
I think that one thing that we're missing... This is a conversation that's not just about us. We're clearly having a media pop culture conversation. I remember last year you were saying like, oh, Jay's going to come out with all of this, promotion and marketing and all of this stuff next year to change the narrative. And I'm like, act is slick. Because you're not dumb. You knew it was the 30-year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt.
Oh,
you knew that it was gonna be.
Charlotte think I stepped on his.
No. You knew that, so it's like okay. Let me play the role of being.
Charlotte, you think I'm asking?
Okay, it's like when I come out and I say,
no, Charlotte, I know the media like the back of my hand.
You should, but the worldwide nigga that don't. So now when they see that it's the 30-year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, the 25-year anniversary of the Blueprint, stay with me now. The 30-year anniversary of his first album, which laid the foundation for everything. The 25-year anniversary of arguably his best album, and the 10-year anniversary of what I think is one of his best albums, 444. Of course it's going to be a media blitz. Of course he's going to do concerts. Of course it's going to be merchandise. Of course he might step out there and do some interviews and more shows.
Yeah,
we know this.
Also, I could see a PR whitewash from a mile away. All right,
but why not? But let me finish my point. Why not use both?
Okay.
Because that's what me and you do. Me and you are doing that right now.
Okay.
Me and you are taking the opportunity to say, you know what? Me and I've been having the worldwide nigga net talking for 2-3 weeks. Let's sit down and do a sit down.
Yeah, because 3 minutes ago, you literally said that basically those type of things, I'm telling you it was happening to Drake. You're saying those type of things don't affect you. So because I'm saying it with Drake in the sense of for 2 years, he kind of got his ass kicked in the media. I'm the only nigga who said, hey, it could be 1,000 of y'all. That's my man's. And I thought we evened out the conversation.
Sure, I'm saying that none of it affects these people career-wise.
Jay-Z's
selling out. Jay-Z got 140,000 tickets sold this weekend at Yankee Stadium. He's selling out all around the world.
I beg to differ. He sat in a fucking chair for four days, like taking out his wicks, trying to get like a afro to this Drake and Nicki Minaj. And Kanye. And none of them responded to him.
You don't believe
none of them responded to him.
You got to stop.
None of them responded.
You know why you got to stop doing shit like that?
Man. Like, that was bad.
You're smarter than
the only person responded was Oskino and Dame Dash.
Fuck the response. They've been shitting on that man for 4 years prior.
What Drake said?
So Drake
said the jig is up and he crashed out?
This guy referenced Jay-Z like 4 or 5 times on
He just said he don't want to file. He want to file the case.
This is why Akademiks is good. Nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining, and you are a great entertainer / liar. Because Drake literally mentioned Jay-Z 4 or 5 times on Iceman. You know Nicki been going crazy.
What has Jay done?
You know,
Cool.
You know Nicki been going crazy on him for years.
She's been cool.
Dame Dash been going. It don't matter. Dame Dash been going crazy on him for years. But fuck a response. They've been talking about him prior. So finally,
Jay-Z's not on Drake's radar right now. Like you could tell he ain't get a response. You know Drake usually responds to a lot more people.
So you trying to get my cortisol levels up?
No, he trying to get cleared the air.
Des, send him in. Send him in. Yo, he mentioned Jay 4 or 5 times on Iceman.
When?
You just referenced 2.
No. I know he referenced him, but like you're acting like he's trying to go back and forth. Jay-Z went and did a freestyle diss. I
can't respond. I'm a rapper. I'm responding directly to your lyrics. The jig is up. Oh, word. Now you're looking at the wrong chart.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. And again, I'm not, word on the street, he didn't get a response. It was kind of weak. That's why.
You guys,
it was kind of weak. Let's be.
Jay-Z was responding to Drake.
Word on the street. The reason why he ain't get a response, it was kind of weak.
Jay-Z responded to Drake. And by the way, there's nothing to respond to because it wasn't like it was a diss.
But
you say, yo, the jig is up, whatever. Drake said the jig is up, blah, blah, blah. Jay gave him a couple of bars. That's what he did. He gave him a couple of bars.
But I think that was a great moment.
And how can Drake respond other than saying, "I don't look up to you no more"?
No,
that's silly.
It's a great moment where I think people kind of looked at it and be like, "Yeah, that's the OG, Jay." But it's like there's like kind of levels in between right now. It's just Drake should have responded.
It was dope, and it was dope.
It was dope.
We're still talking about it now. You talked about it for days.
No. You know why we talked about it?
You lost your mind. And by the way,
we talked about it because he got out of character. Charlamagne, I literally sat with you. I sat with you. Hold on. We're on the phone. Charlamagne is gaslighting me saying, yo, I don't even think any of these people, like, I don't know if you say verbatim, like, they might not even know what's up with you. Like, nah, I don't think that. You said, literally to me, you said, Jay is too high up. He's not thinking about Drake.
No, I'm talking about.
He went on stage.
I'm talking about it. No, I didn't say Drake. I said I'm talking about you.
No, you said because you referenced his interview. You referenced his interview with Fraser. And Fraser said in the interview because you referenced exactly when Jay said, "Yo, why am I thinking about Drake and Kendrick Lamar?" And you echoed that. That's why I know it was about Drake.
He didn't say
and then 5 days later, everything we talked about on the phone, it's like he was on three-way. He went on the stage and rapped.
No, what Jay said was.
Were you at the concert?
No, what Jay said was, I'm Jay-Z. Why would I be jealous of any of these people? And I think he referenced Drake in particular. I can't remember right now. But he said, I'm Jay-Z. Why would I be jealous of any of these people? That's a specific thing, which I agree with. He's Jay-Z. Why would he be jealous? No, for what? You got to tell me why.
Well, why would he respond then?
Because he's a rapper. And he's
Drake beats his record.
No.
Wrong chart.
Listen.
Wrong chart, champ.
Listen, he's a rapper who's in rapper mode right now because he's outside. It's the 30th year, and it's the 30-year anniversary of Reasonable Doubt, the 25-year anniversary of The Blueprint. It's actually smart. See, he doesn't do what some of us have to do, meaning that got to respond to every single thing. If I don't got nothing to talk about, if I don't got nothing to promote, you're not going to see me. Now this year, he got all this shit to promote. Yeah, y'all going to get some smoke. And you said it's Jay-Z's out of character. You don't know Jay-Z's career then. Right, Jay-Z has always given people smoke. Always.
Yeah, so you're going against what you told me, which is he basically not thinking about it. Now he is thinking about it. He's giving niggas smoke.
No, I didn't say that. See, this is one thing about you. You're good. What I said was, he said, I'm Jay-Z. He said, I'm Jay-Z. I'm not jealous of anybody else because I'm me. I didn't say nothing about not responding to no music. I'm Jay-Z. I'm not jealous of nobody else. That's how I feel about me. Okay. I hate when people say, yo, you're jealous of this person, you're jealous of her. For what? I'm me. If anything, I salute that individual. I salute those people. You number one on Complex, yo, act big up.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Because I do think this is also at the center of a lot of this. Mm-hmm. I believe these days in media,
I ain't got no limit, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm limitless. I ain't got
I'm gonna make an analogy, but I'm gonna use politics.
Okay.
For years and decades, when it came to U.S. politics, when the topic of Israel came up, people were endeared to it, right? It was always seen that it was a place that is an ally of the United States and that a place that the U.S. should protect. the conversation has changed these days. When Israel is normally brought up in most political conversations that I see, people are like, damn, why are we going to war for them? It's very drastically changed. I use that analogy to say, I wonder what your perception is on the Jay-Z and Rock Nation conversation now. I believe that when Jay-Z and Rock Nation name used to come up, it was a blanket like, yeah, that's that nigga. Like he from the culture. These days, when I hear a lot of people talking about anything with him, whether it's a Target thing, and I didn't even give him shit for that, but they look at it with almost a sour taste in their mouth, as of like, you know what? I feel like you guys have misused our trust, misused the cultural equity. And I think that a lot of these other stuff that, you know, you might be bringing up is a byproduct of it, because I believe Jay-Z wholeheartedly. He's on offense this year, and he has to fight these narratives. And how do you fight these narratives? You got to fight also some of the people who might be the biggest and loudest voice pushing that. So what do you think about it? Or do you at least acknowledge that that's happening?
I think all of those things are subjective. I think that when you're an artist, I think that when you're in the music industry, when you're any type of celebrity, right? You know, there's going to be maybe ebbs and flows, but I don't even look at it as ebbs and flows. I just look at it as, I'm a Jay-Z fan. You may not be, but I'm 48 years old. So all of those albums mean something to me. So I'm at the concert this weekend with 140,000 other people. So for all of those people online,
but it's not music conversation though that people are giving them shit about.
Well, sometimes you can get, man, sometimes you can get too big for the room. Sometimes you can be so successful and be so at the top of your game for so long that people just stop hating you for any reason whatsoever. You got more haters now than you did 5 years ago. Why do you think that is, Zach?
But it's different if the narrative has changed. And that's how
people will all. How many narratives have they shifted on you over the last 3-4 years?
Shirley, you're avoiding the point.
No, I'm not. I'm showing you the point. When somebody listen, when somebody doesn't like you for whatever reason, they will use anything that's against you, and they will side with anything that's against you. It can be, you can get online and be the most trivial shit. Like, yo, we sat around arguing about his hair, bro. Whether his hair was real, whether you can really comb dreadlocks out. You realize how petty that is, yo?
Yeah, but you're still missing the bigger point.
What's the bigger point?
The bigger point is that, and
the bigger point is you gotta love niggas more than they hate themselves.
I gotta ask you this, because I think the rest of the, you know, the I'm gonna call them interns. I think you gotta be on payroll. They're interns. Like, there's a couple of, like, I mean, like,
they're to who? No, I'm not. I've never been signed to Rock Nation. I'm not managed by Rock Nation.
Is there at least an acknowledgement that when people, like, there's a growing consensus of conversation that if Jay right now was announced that, yo, I'm partnering with someone to build a children's hospital in the middle of the hood in Newark, New Jersey.
People would talk shit.
And I'm not just saying only haters. People are looking at him like, is he really doing this?
I think what you're saying.
You're not like.
No, I am acknowledging what you're saying is true, but I promise you that's been going on since the beginning of time for anybody that's in a position of power, for anybody that's successful. There's nobody on this planet who can do anything that won't receive criticism from people. And this is why I always tell folks, all right, you mad I'm opening up the children's hospital? Well, go do something better. If you don't like me opening up the children's hospital, then you go do something better.
Yeah, but how do you think it's affecting? Because I could see the clear.
I don't think he cares. By the way, I don't know.
He has to care. You want me to tell you why?
Okay, tell me why.
Because when you could walk into the NFL offices and you just met with Colin Kaepernick and you snake him and you basically say, "Hey, listen."
You didn't snake him.
Okay, well,
I was there.
His wife begs to differ, and
I was there.
You were there.
I was there.
Okay, all right.
You didn't see the video? I'm in the room.
Desiree, come on in.
Yeah, so Jay-Z, him really did snake Kaepernick, because here I go on now. Kaepernick did a fight on behalf of black people and the police brutality. You know what I mean? And there was supposed to be a boycott of the NFL. You understand? Jay-Z did what Jay-Z do best. Jay-Z side with the oppressor, side with the NFL. You know what I mean? And kill the protests. You understand? Sell out black people. You understand? And that him do with the Target thing we are going right now. Black people are trying boycott Target. Him come out and have a deal with Target. Jay-Z want to sell out. You understand? So that's why I say Charlamagne, yo, him one of the biggest way they call Uncle Tom. To me, him coming like Martin Luther King to me. Sell out. You know what I mean? but the words them sound like, you know what I mean? It almost like him attack, but I just realize, you understand?
Public, I was in the room.
Yeah, but I'm pretty. Other conversations happened before that.
I was
I was
around for a lot of conversations
that were private.
Yes, even some private ones.
So you work for them then?
No.
How do you? It's not like you're saying.
You do know me and Nessa and Colin were like this at one point.
Okay, so it's their fault.
All I'm simply saying is,
so Charlotte, you can't DJ Khaled this one. You got to pick it.
I'm saying
they've been vocal this week too.
Yes, and if you ask me, Jay-Z didn't snake them. That's my personal.
So they're
opinion.
idiots.
What? Who said that?
Well, they feel the exact opposite. So it's either they didn't do something. There's no way nobody's at fault.
Everybody can have a perspective.
Wait, how old is the new hire?
I don't know, but he literally
Dealing with a lot of different personalities and a lot of different people, and everybody seeing things different ways. There's a lot of different perspectives. From my POV of that situation, he didn't get snaked at all, in no way, shape, or form.
Okay.
And I don't even want to get into that because this isn't a conversation about Colin. Because regardless of how me and Colin are now, I have always had much respect for Colin. If I've ever said I love you, like I've said for Nessa, I'm gonna always love you. That's just me personally. Regardless of how people may feel about me, I'm gonna always carry that love and have that respect. But if you ask me,
she probably hate Rod than she wanted me.
Oh, 100%.
No, I mean, and them kind of talking, their manipulation talking. What the hell you mean? You know what I mean? No care how people feel about me always. That a brainwashing, getting in your brain, manipulation talk. Everybody and them mother knows say Jay-Z snake Kaepernick and sell out black people. You know what I mean? But them mouthpiece are like Charlamagne, them that was the money. You know what I mean? You can see the filth upon them money too. You know what I mean? You can just see the disgusting kind of Negro that he is, bro. The money now no soul youth. The money a sell out. You understand?
She hated Rock Nation then. What are we talking about? Okay. She hated Rock Nation then. But when those calls were happening, like, we gotta get Colin to try out. But, I'll give you this.
Jay was writing this.
I'll give you this. Yo, all right, y'all doing this deal? Yo, Colin got to get a try. Go watch the interview where it's me, Roger Goodell, Jay-Z. I'm the one in the office, and we can even probably put that in this video. I'm the one in the office saying, yo, all of this shit is cool, but the best PR for the NFL right now would be to make sure Colin Kaepernick gets the job. Do you want people to stop?
No, I don't want people to stop protesting at all. Kneeling, I know we're stuck on it because it's a real thing, but it's a form of protest. I support protests across the board. We need to bring light to the issue.
I agree with that. But Commissioner, can Cap get a job?
What?
Can Colin Kaepernick get a job? Is he being
any team can sign him right now.
I think the biggest issue people have is they want to know how you could.
And this is the problem with Uncle Tom, you know what I mean? Negroes, right? Here all the white man in the room, I say, yeah, Kaepernick can get a job. Like, he was so desperate right now. So much so that he would have give Kaepernick a job. No, just to end the protest. When the protest was about police stop unaliving black people, we could have gotten police to stop unaliving black people right there and then. But guess what it boiled down to? It boiled down to Kaepernick getting a job. You understand? It boiled down to Kaepernick getting a job because Jay-Z is a snake and a sellout Uncle Tom Negro. And Charlamagne and them man there have long been that kind of mouthpiece for the oppressor. You know what I mean? Or rock black people back to sleep. We need to stop listening to them cowards here, you know what I mean, and find some real leaders, isn't it?
Partner with the league on social justice when Colin Kaepernick, who brought it to the attention of the masses by peacefully protesting against social injustices, still out of a job. Can Colin Kaepernick get a job? I'm the one pressing the line on Roger Goodell and Jay-Z.
You were just saying it with no action behind it, knowing that.
What can I do? Well, I'm just in the room as a media personality.
Well, put it like that.
Oh, okay. You want to know the action behind it? Y'all got to make sure Colin Kaepernick gets back in the league. All right, we're going to get Colin a tryout. Do we forget Rock Nation got Colin Kaepernick a tryout? Do we forget that? It was public. Everybody knew about it. It was big news. An hour before, Colin decided to go to a whole other field, like an hour and a half away, and hold the private tryout, and left all of these NFL representatives from these different teams at the field where the actual tryout was supposed to be.
Let me tell you the criticism that I agree with there. And you made some points and even brought some stuff up. Maybe I'll think about it a little differently. But what I won't think about differently.
Are you allowed to? With a Drake chain on and a steak shirt on? Are you allowed to say anything positive about Rock Nation?
Well, why would Drake have a problem with Rock Nation?
I don't know. You the one keep saying that. You're the first person to tell me that.
You're telling me that Jay went on stage to respond to him when you never know what he meant when he said the jig is up.
You got to stop.
But here's the point. Here's the point. I hear what you're saying, but this is the thing that Rock Nation has a reputation of. And I can name you 50 different ways and 50 different people who feel like this. And if everybody keeps saying, "Yo, don't leave Charlamagne in your crib, he gonna steal something," and you hear from like 5 to 10 people, maybe you want to keep a camera in that room. The nigga might be stealing. What Jay-Z and Rock Nation did that I think Colin felt a way about, and of course his wife, is that there was a movement started and it was centered around this individual. You came in, used this cultural currency, and you co-opted the movement for your own personal gain and acted like, oh, okay, just give him a tryout. Like that was always about. And so you're throwing him some crumbs while you really, that deal that Jay got is the reason we're having so many different discussions.
But what you just said isn't true, because the movement wasn't centered around Colin Kaepernick not having a job in the league. And that's something that Jay-Z said in that meeting. The movement, when Colin Kaepernick took a knee, it was to protest against injustice that was happening.
And Jay-Z came in and co-opted it and said, we're beyond kneeling. So we're done with that.
But wouldn't you say, in a way, Colin might have co-opted his own movement? And the reason I say that is because as soon as he was no longer in the NFL and he got blackballed from the NFL, it became about him not having a job. Could you agree on that?
It became about him not having a job because after him a protest on behalf of injustice, them blackball him. So he must say, me can't get a job because me a protest for black people. Me need a job. Why not blackball me for me a protest for black people? Same way, but I forget a job. Why not blackball me for speak out for my rights and the rights of my people? So you see what Charlamagne stay, bridging. Charlamagne are the type of nigger, Uncle Tom nigger, they bridging, where him always put the blame back on black people. What you mean? If the man lose him job for speaking out, the man now go protest for him job too. And then now Uncle Tom's like Jay-Z just come and boycott the movement. You know what I mean? Sell out the whole black nation. As me show you earlier, see? The white man sound so desperate, like, yo, we need to get back to the game. Like, we give Kaepernick a job. No. You understand? We give Kaepernick a job. No. Zin? Why? Because them desperate. That was how effective this boycott was. And Jay-Z, them Uncle Tom Negroes, come and just sweep the thing right under the rug. You understand? So now we're back to square one. Now, what we are saying now? We are saying police are analyzing black people. You know what I mean? Left, right, and center again. You know what I mean? And the NFL is able to continue. You understand?
I'll agree with
you. So don't you think in a way he might have co-opted his own movement?
Yeah, but isn't it snakish that you take over? Like, if I got a plight, like, yo, they not giving people with OVO chains this opportunity. And then a nigga comes in, takes over my movement and reaps all the benefits and then try to throw me some crumbs. I should be happy for that nigga?
But how did Jay reap the benefits? Colin didn't want it. First of all, Colin did take a settlement, right? Colin did take a settlement.
Hold on. How did he reap the benefits? He signed a deal with the NFL. And also it was rumored that he was Colin. It was rumored that Jay was supposed to go get an NFL team.
But what that got to do with Colin? I think we all forget.
Jay came in to squash black people concerns for his own benefit and acted like this was some shit that was for the progression.
I don't even like speaking for other people because contrary to your popular belief, I don't work for Rock Nation. But based off what I saw in that meeting, in that room, there was two things happening at the same time that people forget about. Remember, Jay-Z was the person who told Travis Scott, man, you shouldn't.
Immigration is an important part of the government of
Super Bowl because you're not a co-headliner. You had the biggest year in music, period, of any artist. You should be headlining that stage. He didn't like the way the NFL was treating black performers, hip hop performers in regards to halftime shows.
And the only way he could have taken it over was basically by pushing Colin Kaepernick out of the way. But hold on, that's just one situation.
What does Colin have to do with that side?
Hold on. And by the way, that's just one situation.
Hold on, but what does Colin have to do with what I just spoke about?
What?
If Jay-Z had a problem with the way the Super Bowl was conducted,
he would have never signed that deal without Colin. They needed.
How?
Yo, Charlamagne, are you serious right now?
Yes, I am.
You think that Jay-Z would have signed the halftime?
You need to go back and actually watch that. Listen, before you say
they owed him a debt of gratitude. They was never gonna give him a team. They gave him that bullshit.
It was
not bullshit, but it's like the halftime.
You need to go watch the hour-long conversation that we had. In that,
why didn't they sign a deal before that?
Listen, they were. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. They were already working toward that. Jay-Z was saying how Roger Goodell was asking him to do X, Y, and Z, and Roger J told me, this is about me performing. Nah, dead that. That's not what I want to do. He was trying to make it a better situation for artists that were black and brown, period. And he did that over the last 5 years. The whole injustice piece, that was something completely different.
If you say
it's two different initiatives. Inspire Change is the social justice piece.
If you sit here and I remember Papa John's and all these sponsors, they were so upset that people were kneeling. They were backing away from the NFL. They were pretty much about to hemorrhage viewers and cash.
Yeah.
They needed to get black people on board. Remember the niggas were saying they was not watching, but they still betting on fantasy sports. We all seen it. Jay came in for a reason, and the NFL owed him.
People did not stop watching football, bro.
Okay.
And you do know in that meeting, Jay-Z said verbatim, because I said it. This always gets edited out whenever they talk about the Jay-Z says we're past kneeling. I go, so you want them to stop the protest? And he goes, no, I don't want them to stop the protest. I want them to do whatever you feel like it is you need to do. But
then if him never, you know what I mean, against the protest, why him say we are past kneeling? The kneeling was the protest. Charlamagne, that just being the little slime bag that you are, brethren. And you can see the slime all over your face, brother. You're such a slimy bastard, man. And we don't know much about Jay-Z except for, you know what I mean, where him do on that day and the other things them where him do. But if you are the mouthpiece for them, which apparently you are, you know what I mean, because you're claiming that you don't work for Rock Nation, yet still you have a microphone where a feedback the interview to Rock Nation. If Jay-Z is the piece, if we don't know nothing about Jay-Z based on you and what you do right now, proves that Jay-Z is a slime bag.
This is what I feel like I need to do. This is my action item. He said, whatever your action item is.
You got a cultural equity to tell everybody we're past kneeling. And they're giving us a token gift that we could use it symbolically of how much they understand our plight. So he gets this gift, Colin gets whatever, and basically co-opts the movement, and that's why he's hated.
That's a perspective.
And by the way, that's only one thing.
I don't agree with that perspective, but that's a perspective.
Okay, and that's only one thing. If we go to Meg Thee Stallion, same situation.
What's the Meg Thee Stallion situation?
1501, they signed her. Okay, she's on Warner at the time. They literally accused Rock Nation of having torturous interference.
I don't know nothing about none of that shit.
Well, I'm just trying to tell you a pattern of how Rock Nation has moved. Bobby Shmurda's online saying the same thing, right?
Well, can I say something from my perspective?
How come everybody has stories that are matching? There's a pattern.
Can I say some things? This is why I fuck with Rock Nation, because I've seen how they treat people that can't do anything for them. I've seen the exact opposite of a lot of the things.
Frank Lucas used to give back to the hood too.
I've seen it. I don't. What are you talking about, Frank? You're comparing a drug dealer to a legal black and brown corporation.
No, because you're saying that because they have done good things for people who are not fortunate, that mean they're overall good. I'm naming you specific things.
Yes, and I can name you specific things that I've seen them do for people.
So if I kill 3 niggas and I do a turkey giveaway,
why is it killing? This is business. First of all,
I'm telling you the bad things that they did.
There are no permanent friends or enemies when it comes to business. And in business, and you're going to learn this as you continue to do business, there's going to be times where people just are not going to be happy. That's just the way this shit goes. If you've been doing business listen, don't say nothing for a second. If you've been doing business for as long as they've been doing business, at that level, it is impossible to have a perfect score. You can't point to any businessman, businesswoman on this planet that has a perfect score. There's always going to be somebody that feels like, oh, I got slighted, or oh, this didn't go right for me. That's just the way shit goes.
You're missing the
I'm not missing nothing.
The majority of the media narrative, if you think this is just the normal amount of dissenters that are saying, oh, I felt I got screwed over. If you ask,
what's the
if
ratio?
you do a poll, you should do it on the Breakfast Club. You should do a poll about what is their consensus when they hear Rock Nation.
To who? Who am I asking this to?
The general public. What I'm saying
it's going to
is
be
that
140,000 of us at Yankee Stadium this weekend throwing up the rock sign.
That's music.
What you mean? No, that's the artist. We're there in celebration of Sean Carter, Jay-Z. I like his music.
We're talking about Jay-Z and the moves that are not music. Of course, people like his music.
Okay.
Like, we're not going to have that. That's a stupid conversation to have.
So let me ask you a question. What do you think? If you ask 21 Savage about Jay-Z, what do you think he'll say?
I don't know. I should ask him about it.
What you mean? He helped him with his immigration case. If you ask Meek Mill about Jay-Z, what do you think he's gonna say?
Maybe now he'll say something good, but I was hearing before, maybe not so much.
Well, that's crazy to me. That individual
Jay himself rap. He said Meek could. He said I could never diss Meek. I freed that nigga from a whole bit,
and he's right.
He's right, but why would he even rap that if there was nothing there?
Me and Meek could never beef.
Well, if there was nothing there, why
My point is, you should ask people. Like, listen, I asked
enough because I named like 3 people, and you're like, nah, I don't hear about it. I'm a call Bobby Schmurder right now. Let me explain. You don't want to hear from Bobby?
No, because I don't care. Like, that's his perspective. I can't tell him he's wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that was his experience.
There's no split consensus on anything else in hip-hop.
If you ask Rihanna about Jay-Z and Rock Nation, what would she say? Ask me about Jay-Z and Rock Nation.
I can know you work with him. That's the thing. This is news to me.
We have an initiative, and I saw your people's posting this. We have an initiative called the United Justice Coalition, right? That was taken completely out of context too. The United Justice Coalition is a community initiative. So it's all of these different, organizations, social justice initiatives, mental wealth initiatives, mental wealth organizations who come together. There's a bunch of them, and we do things for the community. Like somebody can get on an email right now and say, yo, there's a jail in Mississippi right now that has terrible conditions. The inmates are complaining. We need to get somebody on that. Or, hey, there was a shooting in Mississippi. The police killed, this young black man. We need to send some activists, over there. Like, that's the type of organization it is. And every year for the last 4 or 5 years, we do a big summit in New York called the United Justice Coalition. Ask me how much I get paid for that.
And for every good story like that?
But no, ask me how much I get paid for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you're right.
$0.
Do you own part of that?
It's a nonprofit.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit. No. Okay, do you write off your taxes?
No, there's nothing to write off. I'm a part of the UJC. I'm sure somebody might write it off on their taxes, but it's not me.
The point of what I'm trying to say is that the narrative around, and I think this is why they think we've created it. I don't think it's us.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Again, we could go back to more stuff. Why is Nicki going up on him? Nicki felt like he did some unethical shit business-wise when it came to titles.
Why Nicki goes in on everybody. And Nicki still got paid from what I saw.
So Nicki goes at everybody just like how she's going at Jay-Z? I think it's a little bit different.
What are we talking about right now?
No, she goes at people. I'm not saying
Nicki goes crazy on everybody. But once again, I don't even want to get into this conversation because I don't know all of their.
You don't think that title?
Listen. I don't know all of their business dealings. I can't sit here and
you just told me about the business deal where you're like, no, donate your time. What about the business deal where? Okay,
that's me, my perspective. I can't.
But you also said if I asked Rihanna and these other people who I've never talked to,
because I'm looking at individuals that I've seen them help in tremendous ways.
On that title stage, Nicki Minaj was there, and she's blatantly saying, "Hey, she's saying what I've always said.
Yeah,
Jay-Z sold the idea to the culture that we're gonna do some FUBU shit when it comes to streaming services for the artist, by the artist. He basically then sold the company." And became a board. He's on the board.
That was the plan.
Square.
That's the plan the whole time when it comes to business. If me and you launch a company right now, at some point,
those artists supported it, not for that.
Yeah, but at some point, we're going to come together. We're going to get a bunch of subscribers to come to this company, and we're going to sell it for a shitload of money. We're going to split the money up and keep it moving. That's business.
Okay, and while I agree with that, you can't blame people for I think even with the casino thing, you know, I think that casino thing don't work. People know Jay full of shit. Anything Jay.
I don't know why you have this hard on.
No, I'm being honest with
Jay.
you.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Sean, you're smart though. You're smart. You don't think his reputation's in dirt right now?
I don't hate Drake the way you hate Jay-Z.
Well,
I only critique the music.
Listen,
and his clothes.
Drake sent you bottles and shouted you out on a diss song. Jay-Z and his people got me in court. Hey, listen, federal court.
I'm gonna tell you something else Drake did that you should have done. Who gave Drake a heads up about the reference tracks?
What heads up did I have that I didn't give him?
No. Who gave Drake a heads up about the reference tracks 10 years ago?
I heard you there, yeah.
Everybody thought me and Drake had such crazy beef. But me being a human, right? I'm like, I don't want to destroy this man's career. I don't hate this man like that. So I called my homegirl, Jazz Fly, who's no longer with us, God bless the dead, not even knowing she got a relationship with Drake, just talking to her about the situation. I said, you know what, when we finished talking, I said, I'm going to call Jay Prince and just let Jay Prince be like, no, somebody sent me these reference tracks, blah, blah, blah. You think when I sent Jay Prince the reference tracks, Jay Prince didn't give a fuck where they came from. He was just like, yo, I got these reference tracks. This is what they trying to do to my man. Hey, Drake, now you got the heads up. Figure it out. So Drake went on offense and got in front of whatever the narrative was going to be.
So if anything, it sounds like you're taking credit for Drake like responding as he should and bodying Meek Mill. Did you see Meek recently put that? He said that Akademiks is the reason streams went down. Nigga, it's you.
Can I say something? You gonna make me buy bottles for Charlamagne? How do you think I even got in that song?
Okay, all right, so good, kudos. But what I'm saying is
you should have followed his lead.
Follow whose lead?
You should have followed your man, your
and
idol.
Sent you some bottles?
No. You should have followed your idol's lead. And when Charlamagne gave you a heads up, instead of saying, you know what, let's go on the offense against Charlamagne for what reason I don't know. Let me just get in front of these narratives.
It's me and Rock Nation. We've been in for a minute.
Go ahead.
I told you this on the phone. You know what you should have said? Those my people over there, you my mans. Yo, listen, I'm gonna just get out the way. Instead, you play defense.
No, you know what I said? Those my people. I'm gonna get you a conversation with them.
Charlotte, you probably had the. All right, did you talk to them?
What if maybe?
No,
maybe.
What did they say?
Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. To be honest with you,
hold on. What do they say about?
Here's the thing.
What do they say?
No, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Said, when you mentioned George to them,
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I didn't even get a chance to. You know why I didn't get a chance to? Because your man immediately started jumping on me the very next fucking day.
Okay,
so by that point, I'm like, well, what the fuck? Now they coming at me? Okay. So why would I then pick up the phone and use my cachet to be like, yo?
Shut up, I'm gonna be honest, I think they would have to get the fuck out of there. Huh? They would have laughed till the phone hung up.
We don't know. I don't think so.
They spent over $500,000 trying to get at me. Like they're not gonna be like, oh, Charlotte said like let's holler.
Who wants to spend $500,000 on a person?
Okay, so let me ask you. So when you
time out, you didn't even give me a chance. Is what I'm telling you.
All right, but I'm asking you, when you've had the conversation or any conversation related to any of this with them, and don't gaslight me like, nah, I never talked to them.
You're not gonna like what I said. You're not gonna like what I got to say.
So when you talk to Jay-Z and you talk to Desiree Perez,
Jay-Z has never mentioned you. I don't even, by the way, what makes you think I talked to Jay like that? I don't. That's the craziest thing about all of this.
You know, you literally said, I'm gonna call all the way to the very top. Who's at the very top?
That could have been Dez. That's who.
Okay.
Like that's
when you talk to Dez, then all right. When you talk, like
Dez is busy. Dez ain't thinking. When I tell you, she's not thinking about this type of shit. I'm just telling you, bro.
In a deposition, 5 hours in, they said
that was 3 years ago when her artist was in duress.
She just sued. Well, no, she just actually asked for Twitter accounts that's talking about her and her daughter case to be investigating the post. Yes.
You're not making no sense right now.
No. Hold on.
You're talking about a personal issue between her and her daughter.
Wait. You said this person, we're talking about Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation. You said she's so busy, she wouldn't care to have these conversations or to even be thinking about whatever. I'm telling you.
You just said, and by the way, I don't know anything about this. You just said her and her.
I got you, Charlotte.
You said her.
You got to pull out the receipts on Charlotte. Hold on, I got you, Charlotte.
You said her and her. You said her and her daughter.
Well,
that's different than her and DJ Akademiks. I'm telling you right now, respectfully, you're leading with a lot of ego.
Charlotte,
And if I'm wrong, listen, if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong in the future. Right now, it feels like you're leading with a lot of ego. I'm not playing no defense.
You're playing defense for these people because you're acting like they're above the fray. They're not. They're wallowing in the mud. They just play a different game where they're an invisible hand.
You're saying I'm playing defense. When I called you privately to tell you something about you, then the very next
you're playing defense, and I'm telling you who it's coming from. You're saying it ain't them.
No, you gotta stop saying that. And this is the part I want people to actually see. I called you to give you a heads up on something. You respond by having your guy start attacking me. I didn't tell him. So I start attacking your guy.
I didn't tell him.
That ain't got nothing to do with no Rock Nation. That's me.
I told you on the phone. This, I believe, is coming from Rock Nation. You said,
what is coming from Rock Nation?
Everything.
What is everything? I didn't know nothing about none of this shit.
I told you like 5 different things. I said,
no.
Hey, they tried to bring me in a deposition.
You told me that. You did tell me the deposition shit.
I said they tried to, like, in a roundabout way.
Like you didn't know George when I first brought George up to you. When I sent you the pictures that I sent
you. That's Grand Wizard.
No, his name is George Wynn. All right, well, when I sent you those pictures of George, you said, who is this?
Yeah,
and I said, they said, this is Grand Wizard Chad nigga. This is George Wynn, who runs Akademiks TV. Yeah. You was like, damn, I thought he was skinny.
It's not like we done hung out, went on vacation.
Now you're
that's
you're lying.
No, that's my man.
You didn't act like that was your man when I first bought him up.
No, I said, you showed me a picture. I said, I didn't know that's how he looks at this moment.
No, I got the text. You said, who is this?
No, read it.
You said, who is this?
And then you said, that's Grand Wizard. I said, he's fat? That's all I said.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
Shut up, I ain't gonna lie. What I realized is that Rock Nation got to get a little bit better with the narratives because
I don't know.
Even the divide and conquer shit.
I don't know. But that's my point. There is none. I don't feel like looking for them texts. That shit is really pointless. This isn't about Rock Nation. And I wish you would stop saying that because let's talk about us.
If I'm telling you that I know where it's coming from,
cool.
You're playing defense by saying it's not coming there.
If Rock Nation is coming at you, I don't have nothing to do with that.
Okay. And that's when I ask you respectfully to step to the side that we can focus on Desiree and Jay-Z.
Now, I'm not going to do that.
Because now when Grant hit me, I'll be like, of course take the gloves off of them too.
No.
Like, we don't want to get at Charlamagne. No, Charlamagne. But get him out of here.
But why did the gloves come off for me to begin with?
Charlotte, because in the way of how you deliver the information, you want to frame it like it was a heads up. It was more of a, the way to neutralize these guys is to get Ak away from them by saying,
that's what a guilty person would think.
Nigga, you told me the dude is stealing from me. You have no proof of it.
I never said he was stealing from you. I saw you say that on the screen. I'm like, what did I think he was stealing from
Charlie,
you?
You said he took $4 million from you. You literally told me this.
How would he take $4 million from you?
That's what I was saying, but that's when it was bullshit.
I had never said he took $4 million from you.
Charlotte, you said he got press. Oh, and you said
and he told investigators that he gets marching orders from
and you said Ak. Yeah, I seen the finances. He's getting paid a lot more than you. I think he's.
By the way, I was wrong about that. Remember the shit I showed you earlier? The shit I showed you that with all the shit that you get paid to do?
Yeah.
Yes, you make more than him.
It's music promotion.
Yeah.
But we got to be clear because like when we allude to it, so what you showed me, and you could put it on camera. Like I don't like it when you see this is another thing. This is why I brought this conversation public. I don't like it when people are acting like they got some privileged information. Number one, if I brought up your Breakfast Club or Netflix contract or whatever, and I start like putting it online or whatever, you might be like, damn, you kind of invade my privacy. So here's my thing. Rather than you source it, just post it.
I get what you're saying.
So post it that we could talk about because the first person who said an actual thing to Jeremy, dude, I bodied him. We haven't heard from him since because he's lying.
I get what you're saying, but I never wanted any of this to be public. I called you, and I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. If I'm working with Rock Nation,
you call me with the intent for me to step away from George. So, that basically I would deactivate him, and I'm like, that's my man's.
No, because I said George, I said Carson McCoy, Alex Chocho, whoever. I don't know Alex Ocha. I don't know any of these people.
Well, George,
I'm just telling you the information that I was told, and I told you. I said, and they said the crypto accounts were flat.
You said, how much do you trust George? I'm like,
valid question.
You're acting like, number one, someone's doing something illegal. Number two, you're acting like this guy is doing something like maybe stealing. that I need to watch out for.
I didn't say nothing about no stealing. What would he be stealing?
You literally said $4 million. And I knew that was cap already.
What would he be stealing?
That's why you kept saying the crypto stuff. It was like, yeah, like.
I got to go back and look at the information because I don't remember nothing about no.
You literally said, you said something flag. And you were like, yo, there's $4 million. You said $4 million. And you're like, if you're Akademiks and he's running Akademiks TV and he's getting paid way more than you, he might be stealing from you.
I ain't say nothing about stealing. No. I know. I told you that.
I know I misread. I told you
that it said the crypto accounts were flagged and there was millions of dollars moved over the last few months. Whoever sent the information.
Who's whoever?
I don't know. Got to talk to Lauren. By the way, you didn't give me a chance. I want you.
This is crazy.
You just said, but you literally just said the same thing happened with you.
Me saying who is like.
I can say the same.
I see why I got the out chain on. Listen, if I say who, you're like, oh my God.
I can say the same thing to you. You can't tell me who gave you certain information.
No, I'll tell you anything.
No, you won't. I asked you
what?
I asked you over the past week. They said all of these different sources were coming, even though, by the way,
no.
Some of that shit was hilarious. You literally said, I only know one.
No, because there's a third party that I don't know who that. But I will give.
But that's if you ask me, that's every media source.
No, if you ask me, I would literally show you. I'm not the type of. I want to give you. I want to give you. I don't give half-ass warning. If I'm gonna be like, yo,
that's not a half-ass warning.
That's a half-ass warning.
No, it's not. I gave you 3 names. Told you what they were alleged to have done. That's everything you need to know.
Okay, but when you're, that's not even what I was really even caring about.
But you're still missing my point, and I don't want you to miss my point. I don't want nobody to miss my point. I called you, gave you some private information. Regardless,
I don't think that was in good faith because the way I call you differently.
You call me the same exact way.
Nigga, I call you, I read the email, I sent you the email. Yo, this is who's trying to do it to you, bro. Look out.
No, you didn't. You called me and you said, hey, this is the person, boom. But you knew who the person was, so that's different. If I knew who the person was, I would tell you.
That time when I told you, I didn't know who the person was. When I said their name, you knew who the person was. And then when you explained it, I understood. I said, oh, I seen the relation there. Okay. But I said, you do what you got to do. Yeah. But that shit it has no place on my platforms. I got nothing to talk about with it. I gave you every info I could have.
And I gave you everything I had. And guess what, Ak? I could have got more if you didn't sick your dog on me. If you didn't sick your motherfucking Australian dog on me, I probably could have got you. No, it's not.
This is manipulation.
No, it's not. Right. I'm not. And I want us. This is what I really want us to stop doing.
Because no, listen. In coordinates with the sit down. All right, if you really were like, you would have still had the conversation with Desiree then and be like, hey, listen. You know, there's a lot of other people because I think you're getting caught in a crossfire when you're Desiree's Australian lap dog.
I would have told Desiree the same thing I tell everybody about.
So you would have still had that conversation. You still never did.
Listen, I would have told him the same thing. I would have told her the same thing I always tell everybody when it comes to you. I think you should sit down and have a conversation with Akademiks. Act ain't like that. The act y'all see online that gets drunk off the liquor and wild, and that's a lot of that is performative. Have a conversation with him. And let's see if we can squash some shit. Like, that's what and by the way, that's what I told you.
I want you to have the conversation and tell me what she says.
I mean, it's public. She gonna see it. But by the way,
I want you say you can make the call. Make the call. Like
you've been wilding.
I want you to hear.
You've been wilding. It's gonna be hard to make that call now. The last few weeks you've been wilding on them.
So now you're acknowledging there's an issue
from your end. Are you on drugs? Oh, are you on fucking coke?
Nah, of course, Alex.
On your end, you're the one. All of this is coming from you.
This is what they sent you to do is just gaslight.
Oh my God, Act, stop.
Charlamagne, I told you, I'm giving you exact instances, and you're gaslighting.
Act, George got 6 lawsuits right now that he's named in. Are any of them from Rock Nation?
What are those lawsuits about?
This crypto shit and all of this shit that I've been reading.
It's about stake.
Okay, but are any of them from Rock Nation?
Okay.
No, just answer the question. Are any of them from Rock Nation?
But they're funded.
You think that. You have no proof of that. If you got proof, I'll shut the fuck up. All you got to do, show me proof, and I will promise you, not only will I shut the fuck up, I'll be like, damn, that's what they doing that?
Okay, so when they fund a legal campaign to have me sit in deposition, they try to get Drake to sit in depositions. And they're asking, no. Yes, I can, because
you can't compare it to
yes, because they tried any which way to get me a depo. I told you. Like you're just not hearing because you're running off whatever they programmed you with, which is
so. What you're saying to me is they used whatever the defamation situation with Megan was to bring you in here to ask you questions about this other shit.
Yes.
Okay. That was the isolated incident.
Every educated lawyer. Listen, I consulted with the best lawyers about the whole situation because we were anticipating a few other steps being taken. And they said this is very typical of when someone is preparing something, you start with the smallest fish on the totem pole. That would be Milagro Cooper.
I just told you that earlier, and you said, where the fuck I get that from? I just said that they go after the smallest fish first to go get the big one. I just told you that about 40 minutes ago.
Well, you're talking about criminally. What I'm saying is that they wouldn't criminally.
Civilly.
Okay.
Yeah.
The point was, in a civil suit, you just need to get somebody under oath, right? Their way to get me under oath was to try to convince a judge, which they did. And then they convinced another judge, which is a Jersey judge, to say, hey, this guy has material evidence for this case that we have against this blogger for defamation. When I was in the deposition, I got the whole thing recorded. We got the transcript. The judge read the transcript. I'm telling you, the judge, his name is Judge Day. He was out there in Trenton. You will hear him on the record say, why are you having a deposition with Livingston Allen and the majority of your questions revolve around Aubrey Graham, Nicki Minaj, and also around State? Are those people connected? This is on record, Charlamagne. Like, and if I'm saying this, like, and you just don't want to believe it, you can go look at it.
I'm not sitting here saying that it's not true. I'm just sitting here saying, what the fuck that got to do with me? I called you to give you a heads up about something. You sick your dog on me, and now you're using me to attack Rock Nation? That shit don't make no sense.
No, Charlamagne, you came in playing defense. All right,
man, Bleak got a podcast. Go ahead, Bleak. That's a real Rock Nation.
Bleak don't got no voice.
Well,
respectfully. By the way, and that's the problem with Rock Nation now.
And I'm not, by the way, anytime I speak on George, I am not speaking for Rock Nation. I'm speaking for me because George was coming at me. Have you ever heard me mention George Wynn prior to him shooting at me?
Okay, by the way, I just want to say this. I think Rock Nation knows at this point, I think it's by chance. They feel that the majority of the narratives that kind of come up online are either influenced or, put out by platforms associated with me. And I think they feel helpless. They got stop. There's a lot of Rock Nation adjacent people. They can't get one narrative to be in the favor.
Who? I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all care too much about the court of public opinion. And I've told you this before. I remember having this conversation with you.
They sued a chick for defamation and spent $2 million and got $75,000. Who cares more than that?
If you're defaming me,
so you'll spend $2 million to get $75,000.
I don't think it's about the money in a situation like that.
No, but you say we care too much about.
It's not about the money.
So I'm defeating your point. You say we care too much about the court of public opinion.
Yes, you do.
But if I'm making the same argument that the people I'm talking about care as much too,
can I finish my point?
Do you realize how much money this will save us?
What's that?
I just got to budgeting.
Yes.
Millions of dollars in lawsuits.
Can I finish my point?
They're getting a fractional piece back. Who cares more than that?
Let me finish my point. Court of public opinion. I'm gonna use your boy as an example. Court of public opinion kicked your boy in the ass for 2 years. You go on social media and Drake, you go on social media for 2 years. If you're an idiot, you're looking at all of this shit and you're like, damn, yo, don't nobody like Drake no more. Damn, don't nobody fuck with Drake no more. Damn, man, it really might be over for Drake. That's stupid. Every time he put out a song, it charts. Then he finally comes out with an official album, a real album, Iceman, and it's #1 for however many weeks. That's because that shit online really does not matter. It's just noise at the end of the day.
If you want to sit here and believe that Drake having this moment with Iceman was just, nothing matters since then, look at the back of this chain. This is exactly, if you think he doesn't even think that. Because he was in a fight for his life.
Do you know what?
Perception matters, especially for artists.
Do you know what Charlamagne said over and over after the battle? The person that made this worse was Drake. Not the battle itself. It's the way he handled everything after the fact. Just keep putting out music. That's it. He's Drake.
Charlie, he did, and everybody moved the goalpost. Yo, he need to take a break.
How?
Charlie, I heard you say it. yo, he need to take a break.
I did think he needed to take a break musically. Take a break, but I was saying that before the battle. I was saying that before the battle.
The reality
he should take a break.
Is that the atmosphere of hatred had to be addressed, and I think it did.
Does the hate impact you?
I'm media, so hate or love, I'm gonna win.
You lost a lot of weight. Did you lose weight because people were calling you a fat fuck on social media?
No, I'm healthier now. So,
but no, okay then. So that's my point.
Yeah.
When people are online with all of this criticism,
Charlotte,
you can either let it impact you or not.
Charlotte,
if it don't fuck with your bottom line, who cares?
When Meek says 100% do believe the narrative that when me and him weren't going to, Meek at one point thought I was just some. He said, yo, you just a nigga. I remember this verbatim. He said on Clubhouse. He said, nigga, you only got 5 million. He said, I got bitches with more followers on Instagram. From that moment, I said, I'm going to show you what happens when you go against the biggest media personality.
Meek is a great example.
And if you ask Meek, nothing in his favor happened from then. And if you don't think the narrative mattered, well, let's see what happens with Jay-Z.
Meek is a great example. And let me tell you why. I made a comment a couple of months ago, and we were on Brilliant Idiots, and I said, I feel like Meek hasn't been the same after the battle. Those comments were inaccurate. And the reason I said what I said was because of what you're talking about right now. Public perception, perspective. Online, it was like Meek Mill that became a joke. Every time, even now to this day, when Meek tweets some crazy shit,
that matters,
they fuck with him about Twitter fingers. But did it? Because right after the battle, he had #1 albums. Right after the battle, he was still going up on the charts. He still was getting gold and platinum plaques. I think what happens over time is sometimes people just might be off you musically. That's why being relevant musically for a long period of time should be applauded. I'm not even going to talk about Jay because Jay been around for 30 years. Forget Jay. Let's talk about. I'm going to give Drake his props. The Drakes, the Futures, the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Cole's. These guys that have been around 10, 15 years still can move the needle when they drop music. They should be applauded because it's hard to keep people in tune with your music for that long. And I think that's the only issue Meek might be having right now.
I disagree with you. A rapper lives like I'm gonna give you two rappers currently.
Okay.
Young Thug and Gunna.
Okay. Gunna's putting out great music.
It's more than music.
Gunna's the best example. No. According to the internet and the streets, Gunna should be done. Gunna should be finished.
Who's more liked right now?
Gunna.
That's what I'm trying to say.
This is perspective.
Public perception. When someone's perceived better, perceived cooler, perceived like in a positive light.
I'm looking at who's bringing in the money. Who's selling the records? Whose shows are sold out all across the country? Whose records are getting played on the radio?
I've always argued
this
point. I've always argued this point. If Drake had dropped Iceman 6 months after, niggas would have said it was trash. Because
they said it was trash 2 years later. What are you talking about?
Who said Iceman was trash?
Mad people.
Nah,
we got two different algorithms.
Office.
No, we got two totally different algorithms. Must be. By the way,
that shit classic.
No, they're not. They're not. You and your squad are saying it's classic.
Wait, well,
you thought Honestly Nevermind was classic.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't say that.
You love.
No, I didn't say that.
I've never heard you say one bad thing about Drake.
That's what Dame that said to you.
You got a crush on that man.
Apologize.
You either got a crush on that man or you're getting paid.
Yo, Dame, I want to tell you, for all the times you've sat across this man and he had a paper plane.
He bought up Dame.
Yo, he had a paper plane on his chest or he had it on his hat. I just want to tell you, Dame, I'm here to make sure you know you were vindicated, you were not crazy, and he was always right.
But you don't believe I'm getting paid by Rock Nation.
No, okay. Do you believe I'm getting paid by Drake?
No.
Okay. But if a topic came up, and this is what I say about all media personalities. If Jay's your man, of course you're supposed to have, like, if a topic comes up, you probably have more nuance that could give more thought to maybe what his side is.
I have reverence for him musically, and I have reverence for him as a man. We've watched the evolution of a man. Yeah.
All right. So that's what I think there. Now, I do think that.
But I also can be biased.
No, you have mutual. Yeah, I know. But now you have mutual business interests with him, and I think you've been going that realm for a while, and that's why you're playing.
I don't have any mutual business interests with him. We had a bid that we were trying to get for a casino in Times Square. That bid is gone. That got turned down.
So currently, there's nothing that you and Jay, business-wise, are aligning with.
Nothing at all.
So
nothing.
So if I pop up with something on stream in a few days,
please let me know. Show me. Nothing. I would tell you. Why would me, as a 48-year-old black mogul, distance myself from one of the greatest moguls that we've ever seen?
Nobody said
I would love to be doing more business with Jay-Z.
No, I'm not shaming that aspect. I'm addressing the aspect of, okay, like put like this. There are certain other media personalities I could tell, you know, they grew up on Jay. Jay's their guy. There's nothing wrong with it. There's going to be some baked in bias. We're all human, right? I grew up on Drake. I listened to every word this man has said. Like, that's my GOAT, right? Cool. So if you ask me Drake or Jay, I'm going to go in Drake's direction, right? I think that's normal. We're all human. I think it's when we get to the point of, because I don't think it's necessarily people getting paid, but is your business now being supported and incentivized by their business? So now you got to go run interference.
My business isn't doing that. Like you want to know the closest other business relationship we've had?
Like, did you hear what Flex said? And I know you don't get along, but he had said like he said Rock Nation had offered him like some $2 million thing, and it was just like, that's where I think influence is now. Hey, I'm not gonna pay you, but I'm gonna get in business with you. That when I'm in business with you, you're gonna be on your platform just wildly defending me.
You do realize that once again, when it came to that bid to bring a casino to Times Square, it's 4 different entities. Like there's been other things that I've been offered. Like I'll give you an example, a sports team. When you get offered to be a part of a sports team, right, to invest, you're going to come in under somebody's group. They're not going to bring in Leonard McKelvey from Mounts Corner, Cedar Galwart, whatever it is. They're going to bring me in under somebody's group. That's what that was. Yeah. Like, so what's the problem?
And because you're affiliated with Rock Nation, you came under there.
No, it's because
I felt it was just being hypocritical. See, now you're apparently the whistleblower for gambling when you yourself.
I was not whistleblowing on no gambling.
And let me ask you a question.
No, I'm not gonna let you get that off. I was not whistleblowing on gambling. I was whistleblowing on the alleged illegal things your boy George Wynn was doing, and the only reason I was doing
that state though. So
I'm reading the article.
No, I'm asking you. So you do so just like how you were.
And by the way, but to your point,
can I ask you a question? All right, so if they were bringing a state casino to Times Square, would that be good?
I have no idea. To your point, because it's not about the casino, and you know that. It's not about the casino.
Would you have the same opinion?
It's not about
if Steak was coming into. You said Times Square needs this.
It's not about Steak. It's not about casinos. It's not about gambling. It's about the illegal activities that your boy is being accused of. And by the way, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You know why I'm bringing that up? The same reason you bring up shit on people when you got a problem with them. If somebody's shooting at you, I got some ammo to shoot back. So when I call you, which I keep straight, no. When I call you, Akademiks,
you call me before it happened.
To say, yo, X, Y, and Z is happening, blah, blah, blah. This is what it is. You call your man to tell him, and then you decided to sick the dog on me for whatever reason. Oh, no,
I said, listen,
guess what?
You could do whatever that you feel is within your right to respond to people doxing you when they're posting your house.
I don't want to hear that shit. That motherfucker doxes all types of people.
Okay,
that's another part when y'all say you don't play victim. That's playing victim.
No. Hold on. But here's the thing.
Nobody gonna feel sorry for George winning Akademiks TV.
No. But
I saw this motherfucker just called Scissor retarded 2 days ago.
No, the sympathy that he's asking, he's gonna post all type of wild shit. So again,
so he can't be mad when motherfuckers is plotting on him, and he should be lucky that all he's getting thrown at him is paper.
And now, right? And now, since he knows, all right, bet. So Charlotte could post me at the crib. Well, now I can post anything about Charlotte. And he's looking at me like, I know he's your man, but if you're my man too, you can't tell me. You can't tell me not to
act. That's not right, because you know I didn't do that first.
What?
You know how this played out. I called you, gave you a heads up. You told George. George went on the attack against me. I went on the attack against George. Now George is shook because George's like, oh my God, don't nobody ever shoot back at me. Now he texting my people's like, man, Ak told me to do that.
Snaked him.
Ak told me to do that.
Ali just snaked him. I told him, I said, listen, I said, how are you texting Alex? Like, I had to tell him, like,
I thought you said that.
I definitely said that.
Let me finish this. Ak told me to do that. Yo, man, could you please tell Charlamagne not to post my picture and not dox me, because he's saying my name with crypto, and I don't want people to run up in my house. Oh, that's the Achilles heel. Oh, that's what it is? Oh, so now let me find out more. So he fucked up by mentioning that.
But that's people running up in his house.
I don't care.
To do crime. Okay, all right. So as long as you put in the right context.
Because he talks crazy.
Okay, and hold on. And by the way, I'm glad that you said that because also,
if he didn't say nothing about me, I wouldn't say shit about him.
I had that convo with him. I said, listen, yo, I'm beefing with rappers who's up a couple $100 million. I asked her, my house like Alcatraz. I couldn't even have kids at my house. Like I prepare like niggas is running in every night.
And you should.
And I should. So I also
I think that shit is nasty. I'm gonna tell you something.
I did tell him. So I told him, I say, listen, you should move, you gotta move accordingly now.
But I think that shit is nasty. The shit I've been getting, like the same way you say people hit you up and they giving you shit about me, it's the same way about you. And I know a lot of that shit is bullshit. But guess what? Nobody cares about the truth and the lies more entertaining.
Of course.
But why would I ever run with that? I would rather do this. And the only reason I'm doing this on camera is because I don't want either one of us to get on our platforms and manipulate the conversation.
We gotta keep it public because I'm telling you,
because you lie. You're very entertaining when you get on that to kill.
No.
I see it. I be watching like I did not say that
what
shit
did I
for you, Act.
What I lie about? You can't name.
You said Desiree got me a therapist.
No, I said that's what I heard.
From who?
That just like how you ain't gonna tell me certain sources, I can't tell.
I don't know my sources.
Because the person who's gonna tell me that is gonna have Desiree investigating them. I'm good.
Well,
they on Desiree's ass.
You said that. You said that the everyday struggle thing when I told you to walk out, that's a little.
No, you did. You did.
Okay.
You again, I think,
and you said that I told you I'd never had any affiliation with Roc Nation. That makes no sense when you literally said on your stream yourself, apparently Charlamagne has an affiliation with Roc Nation.
No.
Desiree got him a therapist or something. He said he's going to get me a meeting with Roc Nation.
No. You said business-wise, you basically have no care for whatever.
Why would we be talking about business? That makes no sense.
Because if I knew you and them have mutual business interests, I'm not telling you certain shit. I'm not calling you to talk nothing about them.
But why would we be on the phone?
I play this. If you're plotting against Drake, it probably ain't smart to call me to tell me the game plan. You don't think so?
So
if you're plotting against Drake and you're like, yo, all right, I want to discuss how I'm going to get Drake. Don't call me.
So let's go back to my original point, Act. If I'm allegedly working for Roc Nation and Roc Nation is after you, and I know that, me calling you to give you a heads up is snaking them.
And
how does that make sense?
And I told you why your call was intended. It's not snaking them because the intent was, I'm going to be honest with you, I think Akademiks TV, Grant, and a few other pages been giving Roc Nation belt to ass. If we were talking about approval rating, people look at Jay-Z like a slimy scum on average.
So why wouldn't they just sue them pages? Well, why wouldn't they just go after them pages?
Well, we going to sue someone for their opinion?
You just said that they sued some. What you said the girl name was?
Yeah.
And you said that they were going after other pages. So why wouldn't they just go after them?
They're trying. That's why in a deposition.
Show me.
Okay. Go to. I'm gonna send you the video file. So I don't want no more. You're like, nah, I never seen it. You
keep talking to me about one deposition. I'm talking about right now.
Because to get somebody like if you watch that case where they sued Milagro, suing somebody for defamation is really hard. Literally, they had to find one obscure thing she said. Her saying every day, Meg the Stallion is a liar. I said in a deposition. That's an opinion. If I said Meg is ugly, if I said Meg music sucks, you can't sue me for that. If I said Desiree Perez to me is a snake, which I do think that, she can't sue me for that. What are we going to go to court for? I'm not saying nothing that's factually incorrect, that's meant out of malice to put her brand or defame her. So I don't think if she had it,
I could be completely wrong.
If she had it, she would have been sued.
I could be completely wrong. You sound manic. You sound paranoid. I'm not even joking. Like you sound manic and paranoid, bro.
Yo,
like,
no.
If I'm wrong, I promise you, I'll be the first person saying I'm wrong.
Charlotte, listen. The reason why you're so wrong about that is
I might be.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong about that because
you are very convicted about this Roc Nation is after me thing.
So you think Roc Nation's? I'm not the only person saying it. Okay, fine. I'm manic. Okay, cool.
If so, I don't know nothing about it.
I'm manic. But if I am, Bobby Shmurda is too.
No, it's different. Bobby Shmurda had a business dealing that he didn't like. It went wrong. Yours is completely different. You're telling me Bobby ain't on Instagram like, yo, they trying to take me out. They trying to destroy me. They want me gone. I saw you post, Bobby, I'm bringing mad security to sit down with Charlamagne because Dad might have me killed.
Bobby Shmurda.
No, acknowledge that. Acknowledge that. Bob, nobody's online saying Rock Nation wants them dead except for you.
I don't think you're tapped in.
I must not be.
Bobby Shmurda blames Rock Nation for putting him in jail. You don't see that? You don't see that?
Let me ask you a question. All right.
No, hold on. All right, no. You're saying nobody's saying it.
I didn't see that.
Okay, but he's literally saying it. He said the lawyer that was hired, Alex Spear. Do you know that guy?
That's Rock Nation lawyer, I think, or Jay's lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
He says Rock Nation gave me that lawyer, which basically convinced me and forced me to take extra years in prison.
All right. Bobby Shmurda was under investigation. Did you hear Hot Nigga?
Charlamagne.
No. Did you hear Hot Nigga?
Yeah, but you moved the goalpost.
No, I didn't. How many confessions were in Hot Nigga that they used against him in court?
Everybody knows the public story with Bobby Shmurda. He supposedly turned down a four-year agreement and took 7, and then.
But I thought he did that because he wanted the same time as his man or some shit like that.
And apparently, what he's now found out, according to what he's saying, is that wasn't necessary, and that lawyer snaked him. That's what I'm telling you. Yo,
I don't know anything about that. But
but if you know nothing about it, how are you defending it like this?
Because I can only speak from my perspective. Same way I do when it comes to somebody like you.
But everybody's saying
there's people that say
I would not speak from my perspective. I meant it. How would Dan speak from his perspective? He's man. How would Nicki speak from her perspective? He's man. Okay, do you think Drake is manic?
I haven't heard Drake say nothing.
Okay, so all right, so now you're backtracking.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You just named 3 people who sound manic as fuck.
Who?
Nicki, Dame, and you.
I sound manic with that.
You starting to sound a little manic. I didn't see it in person. I see it online. So online, I'm like, yo, he performing. Seeing it in person is crazy. Like, and by the way, if you can ask Alex, I said to Alex, I just want to talk to Alex, see if he really believes some of this shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is why we're in this new media landscape. Because this gaslighting, just watch the comments. Everybody's literally watch the comments. I'm looking down the comments right now. They're all gonna say, yo, does Charlamagne actually think that is working? We don't care if Alex Media over there is like, hold on.
What you're doing right now,
everything you're saying is the majority of the conversation online right now. So everybody is manic then.
Sure, but here's the thing. They're only saying that because you're saying it. You're the leader of them motherfuckers.
So you're saying they don't have independent thought?
No, they don't.
The problem is
some of them, don't get me wrong.
Yo,
some of them do, but majority of them don't.
Jay-Z and Rock Nation used to be able to affect media. I just heard that dick around and like Rosen Dweeb, whatever. He was just like, yo, Jay, was it him or E-Bum? Like, it was like, oh, yo, this nigga called me about his hair or whatever. Like, there was a way to affect media to get favorable responses. It used to work for Jay, whether it's a call, whether it's whatever.
Like, I don't get none of them calls.
Well, what I'm saying that now, I don't think Jay-Z really has any control over any of the places that narratives actually do start and develop from.
But I also think, and this is just me, and I'm only basing this off me, I don't give a fuck. I'm not.
But he does. That's why
and by the way, I might be crazy. I actually like it. When I watched this week, when I watched all of these people coming with this one narrative against me for whatever reason, I was like, oh, that's lit.
Do you think Jay-Z liked it last year?
I do.
Even though he said in the interview, he said that pissed him off. He started his GQ interview by saying
he said one particular thing, and that would piss any of us off. It pissed your boy off so much that he sued people. That would piss anybody off, right? You don't like when people reference you like that. That would piss any of us off.
Well, we're talking overall with him.
No, he said one thing in particular.
So you're saying the rest of it didn't piss him off then?
I don't think so. I'm only going off what I saw in that interview. I'm going off the same thing that you saw.
Good. So you're in agreement that whatever Grant or whoever is either doing or saying about Jay and Rock Nation online, he should have no problem with it.
I don't think he does. And I don't know that to be true.
All right, cool then. I don't
know that to be true.
So that's,
but it depends what we're talking about as well. Like if you posting a man's kids or, saying a man's a pedophile, a rapist, all that shit is going, come on, that shit should piss some people, piss you off a little bit.
What about, because I did see this on the page this week, if they mentioned that he was included in the Epstein files. What about that?
With no context and the way Akademiks TV does it?
But that article, as you mentioned, that is talking about a bunch of civil suits, lack the context of actually saying, does this even make sense?
If you read the actual article, it makes perfect sense.
No,
and it's not accusing anybody of anything. It's just
it doesn't
laying
make
things
sense
out
because
for you.
nobody used steak to bot music streams. That's a lie. That doesn't happen. I'm telling everybody in the world it doesn't happen. That's a lie. So the context of acting like that's happening.
Steak is a huge company.
Nobody used steak to bot music.
You don't know that.
I'm telling you, I know.
The same way the same way I can sit here and say, I can't sit here and say, I don't know if Rock Nation's coming.
All right,
I say, I don't think so.
All right, so why don't you say the same thing about whatever they said about Jay-Z in them files? Like, I don't know.
Because with that, I can actually read and see that it's a freaking hotline number that somebody randomly called in.
Okay.
And the story don't make no fucking sense whatsoever.
So possibly, who knows? Do you think that should be investigated?
And you also do know when. Like,
do you think that should be investigated?
You could be in the Epstein files just by somebody saying, yeah, we emailed Akademiks because we want him to promote our music.
You just said you don't know. Steak's a big company. I agree with you. Now, how long have you known Jay-Z? What was he doing back then? He used to be kicking it with Harvey Weinstein, didn't he?
Because they had a fucking movie production company together.
And there's other
Harvey
people
Weinstein produced Paid in Full.
And there's other people that used to be kicking it with Jeffrey Epstein just because he used to give them consultancy.
You think all of those? You think everybody knows what everybody is into?
Okay, all right, so that's what I'm saying. So you believe Jay didn't know about Harvey Weinstein?
You said Jay what?
Jay wouldn't know. Jay was just doing some movie shit with Weinstein.
I don't think he would know that. Why would he know that?
Okay, so what about Trump? What about Trump with Epstein then? What do you think about that?
I have no idea. I don't know these individuals.
So you see, you've changed your tone. At first, you were saying, let's burn it. You said, we need an Epstein list. Whoever is on it, it just needs to be burnt down. Now, you're seeing a lot of nuance.
No. And this is that extreme way of thinking that social media does where they don't use no nuance. What are they on the Epstein list for? What is being said about them in the Epstein list? If somebody says, hey, I emailed this person because I wanted them to perform at a concert, and that's what put them in the Epstein list, as opposed to this motherfucker was eating the nipples of 14-year-old girls, that's a totally different conversation.
What did you think about when his
Can you acknowledge what I just said? Is that not different?
Yes, I do agree.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that you seem to take a definitive stance when Jay-Z's name is involved, and in other situations that is convenient for you to keep it hazy, you're like, I just don't know.
No, I read the Epstein files just like you did, and I know that he's not in there the way fucking them motherfuckers in Europe is in there that are actually being accused of.
No, he's accused of some shit in there.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Well, yeah, it came from a random tip hotline, but he is accused.
A random tip
hotline. Accusation.
A random tip hotline.
Which means we don't know if it's true.
I know that wasn't true. And by the way, I can't say that without a shadow of a doubt, but reading the story, it sounds like some complete bullshit. My personal opinion.
All right, that's fair.
My personal opinion.
That's fair. What did you think when he publicly denounced having a friendship with Diddy, even after years of them being at brunches, calling each other their brothers, hugging? When he got under fire, I thought he did a snake move. He said he put out a statement to his lawyers, said they were never that cool.
I don't care, bro. Like this is supposed to be about us.
No,
like,
but
why like this? What I mean?
I feel like I'm sitting versus three chairs. Master Ray right here and Jay right here.
That's sad. You shouldn't feel like that. Like you should pour out that shit that you came in here in that bottle with. You shouldn't feel like that. Like that shit is crazy to me.
Charlotte,
you're academic.
Yo, Charlotte, let me tell you.
You got real ops that you should be concerned about.
Yo, Charlotte.
Not them individuals. And by the way,
those ones.
And if I'm wrong,
I'm very happy with them because I could actually do a countermeasure because I can see them.
If I'm wrong,
the worst enemy is the one that you don't see.
If I'm wrong,
who appears and sometimes maybe even friends.
You say you see them. You just told me Dad is sitting right here, Jay sitting right here.
Yeah, they're you.
He's on those guys. He knows that you're invisible.
Are you paying for them paper planes?
He knows that you're invisible.
Hold on. Are you paying for these paper planes?
Yes, I do. Like I the same
or every year or every month they drop off like.
No, I don't get that. I used to like they'll send some stuff every now and then, but they haven't in a while. Like you want to know
because the narrative not working.
You want to know my relationship with Rock Nation? My relationship with Rock Nation is there's people over there.
If Drake made me pay for an Owl sweatshirt, like I'm crashing out.
Why? I went to the pop-up store. I like supporting my people.
Crashing out.
I went to the pop-up store and I bought mad shit. If you had when you was having them Scorpion t-shirts, I bought one. One of them Academy t-shirts. You probably didn't even know that. I went to your fucking website and bought an Academy t-shirt. And then you started talking too crazy, so I couldn't wear. All right. You started talking. Yo, by the way, can we talk about that for a second? I want people to know this.
Okay.
Me and Ak have an actual relationship. That's why I be sitting back looking at the TV sometime or the YouTube, and I'm like, what the fuck is Ak even talking about? How many times have I? There was a time I called you.
This is the first time I've ever given you harsh criticism.
That's not true. But I don't mind criticism. Criticism is fine.
No.
An attack is different. Criticism is fine.
Well, I'm still gonna think it's criticism.
Criticism is perfectly okay.
Whatever you call this, this is the first time
you've attacked.
Okay, you could call it that, but you launched an attack first too.
No, I didn't. How?
Like I looked at it.
I bombed Australia.
Nah, no, you didn't.
I didn't bomb Jersey. I ain't go to Jamaica. I bombed Australia. I went to Australia because that was the person with the smoke. That was the person who, and I know you now. I know this guy. It's not just some Akademiks TV, so I can't just.
All right, let me put you on the phone. Again, it's clearly.
I don't see what the point of that would be.
I'm gonna tell you why the point is.
I think he should see this right now and say, "I'm gonna leave him alone. He'll leave me alone." And it's really
is it a mutual thing like that? Because I
don't have no problem with him. The only reason I started calling out George Wynn is because he started going in on me.
So why not just have the conversation real quick?
It's hard for me to have conversations with people who move like that. I don't have a reason to have a conversation with him. Me and you have a relationship. Me and you have years of cachet with each other.
So we could do a ceasefire. We got to talk about shit like politics. Ceasefire.
I'm not bombing. I'm only bombing because he's bombing. Okay, every time he bomb, I'm a bomb back with some shit. Especially when articles are coming out and it's ammo. Okay. Yes.
So if we get a ceasefire, we could squarely identify. We could put the target.
Throw up that rock. Throw it up.
No.
Throw it up. Do it the fuck up. If you throw it up, it's okay.
I'll throw the rock too.
It's okay. But
we heard Tory Lanez father said.
So check it out.
At some point.
But check it out. I have no problem with George. The only reason I'm coming at George because he's coming at me. What if I can make that happen with you in Rock Nation?
Yeah, I want open discourse. I don't want. I'm always down to talk shit out. I'm always down to figure out a mutual ground.
If I was able to set up a meeting where it's me, you, and a higher up there, it's not going to be public, of course.
It got to be Desiree. I can't talk to like some other page show. They're going to just have in the room recording. Be like, yo,
I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say I can make anything like that happen. I'm going to say if I try. Because there's really no reason to have these issues. I really believe that you don't need this kind of smoke in your life.
I don't think they do.
You think motherfuckers want people outside of their house? If you're telling me this is what Rock Nation is doing, why would you want that? Why would you want to go to war with a multi-billion-dollar corporation?
Yeah, but not because they could be $1 trillion corporation. They're not going to silence the voice.
And you like Jay.
I do like Jay.
You from Jersey.
I do like Jay.
I don't give a fuck how much you act like. And I think Drake made good music too. I fuck with Rod Wave and all of them too. I fuck with Future too. I fuck with some of Young Boy shit too. But don't act like you don't like Jay.
No, I do like his music. I think Reasonable Doubt's one of the best albums of all time.
So why? Me and you could be at Yankee Stadium this weekend in the suite. We could be. You went to Kendrick show?
Yo, I went to Kendrick show.
That was wild. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Because at that point in a battle, obviously Drake's my favorite, but it wasn't as toxic as it is now. So I wanted to go watch his performance because I go to everybody's concert.
But this is when
Russ actually started that with me, where I remember the online hate for Russ a lot. I was like, I got to go see it. And when I went to his concert, I was like, gave me a whole new perspective. Kendrick doing these stadium tours, I really wanted to see hip hop in a stadium.
But this is when I feel like sometimes you can be a little green. And this is how sometimes I feel like either Act doesn't truly know the severity of the things that he's saying, or maybe he just don't give a fuck and he's just a wild motherfucker. There's no reason for you to be at that concert. And I'm going to tell you why. What happened at that concert?
Nothing.
What happened at the concert?
What happened at the concert? You tell me.
They came to find you.
Yeah.
You're thinking just because... No, let me finish.
And you're acting like I wasn't prepared for it.
Sure, but you're thinking that just because...
I don't know what they was going to do.
You should, because everybody not going to come in peace. Why get you or your team or your security or whoever, why get them in a situation just because? You can't walk around like nothing is going to happen. It's the same thing with the Lil Baby situation. Lil Baby has one phone call with you, makes you think everything good, and then one of his mans try you. That could have been a gunshot, bro. That's the type of shit I be thinking about.
Show me.
Baby, give me 7 weeks, and I promise you that your boy.
I call you. I want you to think about times I've called you, and what I always say to you, Act, don't make the same mistakes I made, bro.
Charlotte.
Have I not told you that?
I agree. But one thing I'll say is that what I've learned about hip hop, and I don't even have a problem like admitting that those situations happen. I live my life as how this culture and my job, like it's gonna be how it's gonna be, honestly.
It don't have to be.
I'm not saying I moved dumb. I definitely don't move dumb.
Yeah, I think a lot.
I don't move dumb. But the idea,
even not moving dumb, there's no need to antagonize situations. No need to kick hornets' nest when you don't have to.
No, I'm
have your opinion. You can have your opinion.
I'm definitely gonna move the way I like.
No, you should always move militant.
I'm gonna stand on that opinion. Like I don't care if you getting mad and if you see me, there's gonna be a problem.
It's a difference between an opinion and slander, though. It's a difference. Having an opinion about somebody's music, even having an opinion about somebody's wardrobe, having an opinion about somebody's personality, that's one thing.
Let me tell you this, because you could be given an opinion, and if someone looks at you and in their mind, they're like, in reality, I feel like just because you don't like, that happens a lot, where people like, because you don't like me, it's like Kai Cenat and Lil TJ. Lil TJ is saying, because you don't like me, there's so many other people that won't like me. So people sometimes want to force your hand to like them.
Yeah, but I saw you say, I saw you on a stream say, I will choke the shit out of Little Baby.
I would.
All right. So people around Little Baby that like him are going to feel a way about that and want to do some wild shit.
Yeah.
That's my point is, why provoke things like that? That's totally different than Little Baby's music is whack.
Two things can be true.
That's completely different. And that's what I've always tried to get you to avoid. I picked up the phone. I remember one time picking up the phone and saying, Act, yo, you go too hard on women, yo. And I literally said, don't make the same mistakes that I made. That's what I said to you.
And that wasn't, you did mention that, but that wasn't why you called me. I can't remember why you called me. But
I can tell you why we were on the phone that time.
Wow.
This is before you launched off the record, and I was getting ready to launch Black Effect, and I was trying to get you to do an Akademiks podcast. Because this was like I remember because it was COVID, because I was down in South Carolina at the beach house cooling. And I remember picking up the phone and calling you, and I forgot who you might have been wilding on. And I was like, yo, Act, you going too hard on.
I'm gonna be honest with you when it comes to like career-wise. I gotta say, honestly, I have zero regrets. Every single thing. I think the way I played it was the only way that I could feel like I was being true to what I'm doing that I love.
I respect that.
So like obviously not everything turned my way. What I've learned is like I just got to take the good with the bad. There's some good. There's a lot of bad.
I'm with you, but depending on the energy that you put out, that bad can be really bad. Thank God for me, the bad has only been getting punched in the back of the head and got to watch a video for the rest of my life with a motherfucker asking me, can I get a drop, right? Then there was another time where I had to,
you got to get that.
I had to fuck somebody up across
the video.
I don't care about that.
You've told me this a couple times. You should have been dropped the video.
They had the surveillance video. I don't care about that. I can watch the Can I Get a Drop video online and watch motherfuckers call me pussy and say I ran for the rest of my life. I don't care. I don't have anything to prove to any of those people. Like, I already know what's going to happen with this interview.
What?
If we put it up. We might. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't care.
I put it on both of our platforms. We got to make sure no edits. Yo, this guy.
No edits. But if we put it out, because honestly, I just enjoy us having this conversation. Because we don't get to do that. Like, I don't want to talk on the phone. I was like, you know what? I literally said, I want to sit down, talk to Act, look him in the eyes, and see if he believes some of this shit.
You said I'm manic. That's crazy.
It sounded a little manic.
I think
you told me Desiree sitting here, Jay-Z sitting there.
You know what I mean? I mean figuratively. But everything I'm saying,
Act, you posted that you was bringing mad security because they were going to have you killed.
Slight theater, but I do believe that Rod H will get somebody killed.
What? Why? That right there is a wild accusation to put on somebody. That's wild. That's a wild accusation to put on somebody. So I should believe. I should believe the video about Drake being a mob boss in Toronto, and all of them. I should believe that.
I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm just trying to tell you I'm telling you, when it comes to Rock Nation,
in that video, they say they got mad bodies, kidnappings. Hold on, should I believe that video about Drake being a mob boss in Toronto?
I don't know nothing about what's going on in Toronto.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that
I don't know.
Jay-Z and Rock Nation, I believe they would put a nigga in jail. If you put a nigga in jail, you would definitely kill that nigga. Like, come on.
This is crazy.
All right.
This is crazy.
Not obviously pull the trigger yourself, but you know,
This is
through means and influences.
We're not gonna get anywhere on this conversation. Okay. I like Jay-Z, you like Drake. That don't mean that we should be at odds with each other and making the internet.
We shouldn't. I just wanted a disclosure next time, Charles. Just be like, yo, I just talked to Desiree just to let you know.
That's not what happened though. If I knew where that information came from, I would have given it to you. And I also told you the information I had wasn't the same information that Jeremy had, clearly. Because I didn't know nothing about that shit he was talking about.
No, he just lied.
I literally said to you, the only thing I'm seeing on, I told you on the phone, only thing I'm seeing on this is a bunch of music payments.
No, he just lied. That's what it is.
I didn't lie.
I'm gonna be honest, what you showed me, I think that's what he has. He's just an idiot. So like he looked at a thing that's a payment and he called it politics. He's just stupid.
Did I lie to you? I didn't lie to you about nothing. I didn't lie to you. I told you the information I had. I don't know if it's true, but I told you that these guys got pressed by investigators and they said X, Y, and Z. This article that I read to you said the same thing. So clearly, all of these media outlets got the same information.
When you say investigators, we're talking about PIs who are trying to get civil cases.
I just said investigators. That's what I said.
Yeah, well, it's loaded. It's leaded.
It's not, because I never said that publicly. I said it to you. All that information was for you to discern. You got to go take that information and figure shit out.
Yeah, but half the information wasn't right. You said he's stealing. That's not true.
But you know what was deceptive? And I could be wrong. You might have told me this on the phone, but I don't remember you telling me this. I don't remember you telling me, yeah, you know, one of Kendrick's people, when they saw me at the concert, they said that they had a PI.
No, I told you that.
You didn't tell me that.
No, I told you.
You didn't tell me there was a scream, which I saw later.
No, I definitely told you that. I said, because when I was trying to like unravel this, and I said, I told you that, and then I told you about the deposition thing, and I said, I think this is coming from Rock Nation.
You didn't tell me about the scream that you was on, and at the time, I guess it was George, the investigators were at his house, and y'all was listening to it.
That wasn't George.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
I heard Aiden saying they're at Grant's house right now.
That wasn't, see, that's what I'm saying. Charles, you don't have even the info.
I don't.
Hold on. The guy on that phone call, his name is Blurry. Okay, he's a streamer. He acted as if he was Grand Wizard, and because they were trying to figure out who does this private investigator work for, right? They believe they're at an address. If you listen to the whole thing, they said, I'll come outside and talk to you. Go get me a burger first. Oh, go get me this. I'm hungry.
That's what snitches do. They want to eat. And remember, I told you, that it wasn't just George.
Charlotte's still trying to get this up.
I told you it wasn't just George that got pressed by investigators. I gave you two other names. I said Carson McCoy and that Alex Ocha kid. Right? Didn't I tell you that?
Okay.
Check out our cost calculator. It'll give you an estimate.
Because I've heard this a couple times, or could you at least be like, I have no proof of it? This idea that Drake runs my page. Could we put that to bed to be like,
I never saw that. What I was told, what they said was the Alex.
You repeated on Brilliant Idiots that someone told you that, and
they said Alex.
Who's that?
The information, the people that sent the information. I gotta ask Lauren. They said that the Alex Ocha kid and the Carson McCoy kid used to run Akademiks TV, and they gave it to George and Drake. By the way, you told me that Drake and George talk more than you and George talk.
Yeah, no, the homies.
That's why I keep saying when I first bought all of this to you, you weren't acting like you and George were so close.
That's what I meant.
Now is
George. You wanted me to which by the way, now I'm thinking about the conversation. You could have Desiree on the other thing. It's like you want me to pick my man out of the lineup. No, nigga, I don't know how he look like. But I never said me and Grand Wizard wasn't cool.
You said that Grand and Drake talk more than y'all do.
I'll say it unequivocally for the whole world to hear. That's like my right hand.
Okay. I can't say that about anybody at Rock Nation.
Okay, well, listen.
I'm being honest. I can't say that.
What they say about you?
They'll probably say that's my man, and I'll say the same thing. Those my peoples, but I can't say that's
Drake said it about me. I said it about Grand.
Yeah, I can't say those are my right hands, but they have assisted me with a lot, especially when it comes to design. I think I told you this before. I love how the paper plane look. So if I love how the paper plane look, I'm gonna reach out to the person who created the paper plane. Yo, Emery, I want somebody to design this Black Effect logo. I'm about to launch this podcast network. You know, can we make that? Can we get that to happen? I got you. So the person that designed the paper plane designed the Black Effect logo. The Black Effect, that's a Jay-Z and Beyonce song. Yo, I want to name my company Black Effect. Got that from this song. Can I get permission to do that? That's the extent of relationships. And I got people up there, one person in particular, who I really look at as like a big brother, but you wouldn't even know who that person is. Like, that's not a person that's a public figure. That's why I wouldn't even say his name now. But he's not even, you would never know who that individual is. And he don't even deal with any of this type of shit.
You and Desiree, like,
I love Desiree.
Okay.
That's the homie. I love Desiree. That is a complete fact. I think
she's worse than ever happened to hip hop. I think half the shit going on is because of her.
I think you're wrong. I think that she's one of the best things to happen to hip hop. By the way, that's perspective.
I think she's fucked up Jay's legacy in terms of.
I think you're wrong.
In how people perceive him.
I think
there was a time where 99.9% it was all love for Jay, and I think now people look at him as a very slimy, scummy, untrustworthy person.
Well, he's selling out arenas all over the country.
140,000
people are buying his merch.
That's not everybody in the world.
I wish you could come to the show. I'm gonna send you video from the show.
I would never be at that show.
I'm gonna send you video from the show so you can see people singing songs word for word.
I'll go to 10.
You shouldn't go to any of them. Don't go to Kendrick, Lil Baby, Rock, Jay-Z.
No, I'm not going to the Lil Baby show, but I'll go to 10 Kendrick show if I go to one Jay-Z show. Because I think
miss out.
Listen out. At least if I go to Kendrick show, there's a couple Crip niggas trying to get active. I go
sneaking one out the country.
Huh?
Sneaking one out the country. I don't know. Only I can tell you is,
if I was in a venue that Jay-Z performed, I would think I'm getting poisoned. Like this was a trap. Like hell no.
Your perspective is your perspective. My perspective is my perspective. And listen, and that's cool. There's billions of people on this planet.
I do have a proposal for them though.
Okay.
I think their entire PR is fucked. Whoever they got trying to run narratives weak as fuck. I think they need to come holler at me and George. We could probably do something for them.
You want once again? Do you want to have the conversation? If I can make a conversation happen,
Charlie, you're doing what? I'm gonna quote Dame Dash on this.
Okay.
Because every time you interview him, you'll ask him questions, and you claim you have some relationship with these other people. Tell us what they say, because I've said yes to this answer already.
I told you what they say, but you don't want to believe me.
Hold on. I've said yes to that question you're asking already. So now, are we gonna get an update? I've said yes.
Yes.
Will I get an update on, hey, I did talk to them. They told me this.
Yes. And I'm telling you right now, they're not thinking about you. You don't want to believe that.
Oh, my God. Yo, Charlotte's good, man.
And you don't want to believe that. I know it's good for the internet.
Good, bro.
I know it's good for the stream. I know it's good for the chat niggas. Akademiks versus Rock Nation. Let's go. Ain't nobody thinking about that, bro. I'm telling you, they're not thinking about that. They not.
Yo, Charlotte, you're good, bro.
You're not good. But what I will attempt to do is reach out. Because I want peace. Everybody wants peace. This shit is silly. You don't think it's silly?
I do.
You don't think it's silly that in this hip-hop media space, guys like myself, you, Joe, we don't do things? Everybody's successful. Like, super successful. Like,
what if you could make a song using only your voice?
Yeah, so, you know what I mean? To me, Charlamagne, you have to be aware of him, bro. Him come for one Akademiks. Say, yo, keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? Of course, that's why our people must stop look up to entertainers. You know what I mean? And these so-called music people, because at the end of the day, them have an agenda. See, we're not going to get too deep looking at that, but based on me observed, you know what I mean, a whole heap of things are going on this. All right, anyway, till the next stream, you know what I mean, tune in next time, like, follow, share, you know what I mean, subscribe.